try it and see. I used to just grab things here and there, then I forget where I got it. So I just get one at a time and I'll try it. If I like it, if it comes out good, then I'll go back and I know where to get it. Yeah.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to another one of our demonstrations at Andrea Fisher Fine Pottery. I am here today with Oralia Lopez from Mata Ortiz, Mexico, and Rebecca Lucario from Acoma, Pueblo. And we are so thrilled to have both of you here together. Both of you are pretty much the best fine line painters that exist out there, and we're really, really, really pleased to have you here. So welcome and thanks so much.
Gracias, Andrea Iberi, and nice to meet you, and nice to see you the last time, Rebecca. I'm very excited.
Let's have fun today. Okay. Well, I brought you the plate, and you can put the white slip on there. It needs to have more water on there because it's a little too thick, but that's how the clay looks before I paint.
Let's show the me and I'll continue.
Okay, like that. It's about maybe right about there. You don't want it too thick, just watery enough so that it goes on smooth like that, okay?
¿Cuánto es posible hacerlo? Muchas veces no se quiebra.
How many times you can do
just
it?
one, 2 coats is good.
Con dos veces que lo haga con.
Okay, y lo seco.
Today is October 19th, 2024, and the reason we've decided to do this is because these are two really incredible potters who do the very best fine lines that anyone can ever imagine. And Aurelia admired Rebecca's work, and Rebecca admired Aurelia's work.
The same direction, just as long as it's coated evenly.
So we thought we'd get them together so that they compare what they do with their pieces of pottery. They're both from different areas, and the technique is slightly different. And as a result, the two ladies are here today to not only teach you about the process of making their beautiful pottery, but to teach each other as well. I hope you enjoy this, and they're just going to gab on the whole day. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call at 505-986-1234.
How many times
Thanks for tuning in.
Use it for polish. One plate, for example, this size.
I didn't understand you, I'm sorry.
Que le des en el lado primero donde está bien seco, la orillita.
¿Como en esto?
Sí, right there, yep.
Déjame pongo el guante. Let me use my glove.
Porque el otro tiene que estar bien seco donde le echaste ahorita.
¿Cuánto ella usa de tiempo para pulir un plato de este tamaño?
How long you polish with the stone? How long you do the polish?
I just keep polishing it till it comes out even, you know, until you see all the
hasta que se vea más o menos finito.
Bonito.
Yeah.
Estoy acostumbrada a hacerlo más rápido con las ollas.
Yeah, she said she do it in his pot really faster and a little bit stronger, so he's kind of scary.
He's kind of scared because of the thinness. This is thick. And it doesn't. It's not. Well, they are fragile.
¿Quiere probar pulir en esta?
She says she want to try polishing it.
It's not polished, but give you a try.
You can polish more.
You can still polish it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like
doesn't
mark.
No.
Se marca poquito si está seca.
Poquito se marca. Yeah.
Wow. You'll notice that on mine, once you polish it, when you polish it, it doesn't come out shiny. It like scratches it.
¿Qué?
Que cuando ella está puliendo, ella se nota que lo de ellos se raya, se marca.
Se marca.
Y en la tuya no.
But this doesn't leave a mark at all.
Yeah, I have a mark here. One here, and I have another.
Yeah.
You can mark, but after fire, some of the scratches, they go away, yeah?
Yeah. But when I'm done polishing that, then I just rub it with my hands like this.
Ella lo hace con
la mano.
Con la mano.
¿Para
después
qué?
Para quitarle todas
las imperfecciones.
I love the way it feels. It's so smooth.
Yeah, that one is going to be for you. So.
Oh, gosh.
You can try it home.
Yeah.
You are trying?
Yeah.
¿Voy bien o voy mal?
That's
then
He's
just keep
asking if you're
polishing
doing-
it. Yeah, then just polish the whole thing. Then
Dice
we
que,
can
dice que
start
le hagas todo así
painting.
como estás.
Okay. How many years working, Rebecca? On the-
He's asking how many years are you working with the pottery?
Well, like I was telling you, I started with when I was little, about 8 years old. I made a vase and a plate, and that was the first time my grandmother let me use her clay. So it was kind of hard in the beginning because I had to get the materials myself. She didn't just say, okay, now you can use the good clay that I use, to make pottery. I had to go get the clay by myself. My grandfather took me on horseback to where we get the clay, and I brought back just a little because it's heavy. And then she had the white slip, but she let me soak it and then showed me how to process it, to strain it. And on the white and the colored paints, like the red and the yellow paints that we use, the colored paints, we use rainwater. If there's some years there's no rain and we have no rainwater, so you would use distilled water. So that's how she taught me. And then I had to grind my pottery shards. Nowadays I don't add very much of the pottery shards because the clay, it's not as pure as it used to be, because in the past, when with that other clay, the old clay, the clay we used to dig up, you had to add a little bit of the pottery shards so that it doesn't crack. But nowadays, if you add it too much to it, your pottery will crack.
So ella ha perfeccionado más la técnica para...
Se la han perfeccionado, dice que antes, primero el agua, usaban agua de lluvia, pero cuando no llovía, usaban agua destilada ahora para curar el barro y las pinturas.
¿Es mejor el agua destilada? ¿Es more good the distilled water?
On the rainwater. I believe in the past they use the rainwater. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the best.
In the Mata Ortiz area, I use the regular water.
Regular water.
Only clean
Yeah.
water.
But on the black paint, I just use regular water, regular tap water. But I noticed that, if I use too much because the alkaline in the water, I have to be careful how much I add to it, because I don't know, to me it affects the pottery, the clay. But I usually just soak it, wash it, and then I'll dry it. And then the last stage, of course, after the third soak of the clay, then I would grind it. I have a big rock that I, use to grind the clay. And
Para
then
molerlo.
I have a screen that's really, I don't even know what size of that screen is, but I sift it.
Como de
Que
las
lo cuelan.
puertas, para colarlo. I'm using a
They use
cloth and a screen for
I do
for
mine.
over the small rocks. Or
Yes, I just use, I don't strain it with a cloth. I just use that screen, and then I'll put water after it's, after I usually do it outside because it's really powdery, and it, gets dusty.
Esta es más blandito que pulir una olla. Me gusta más. ¿Cómo se dice más blando? Más.
Soft.
It's more soft.
It's more soft on
this clay. It's
You
more
think
easy
so?
for polish.
Really?
I need more time for polish one of those.
And it's stronger, like, so, almost,
Yeah, but you can see how smooth and, it gets.
This is
Yeah, and then see when I finish polishing it, then I just rub it like that.
con los
That's
dedos
how
le
I-
hace.
yeah. but
¿Con
you
la
can-
mano?
Con la mano.
¿No pasa nada si hay como grasita?
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
To me, it gets really smooth when you do that. Yeah, and then you can feel where it's still kind of rough. Then you can
Tú
polish
puedes
it
sentir
more.
donde le falta y luego ya le das más.
Ah.
Para eso lo hace con la mano.
Aquí.
Sí.
Yeah,
orilla.
There
yeah.
we go. Estaba comentando también, en el pasado el clay que ellos usaban era muy bueno, era más resistente. Ahora, por el clima, el tiempo, cómo se ha erosionado la tierra, ha cambiado.
Para el blanco en Mata Ortiz también, porque
And
es
then-
más tierra que es lo que se obtiene ahora de barro.
Yeah.
And then see, you can see even in the light like that, if you look at it, you can see where it's not polished. Yeah, and then you just, but like I
Dice que
said,
tú
you
puedes
can
ver en
feel
la
it
luz
and
así donde no está pulido todavía y le das más también.
yeah.
Si se talla, le pone más. When the
After
scratch?
polish, can you add more the white paint? ¿Le tapa no?
You can if
Oh.
you
If
you
you need
want
it.
to, but sometimes if you put too much on there, it'll flake off.
Dice que sí, a veces que le puedes poner, pero puede que si le pones de más se cae.
Se quiebra.
So usually it's just, if it's kind of thick, then it's just one coat. But if it's not too thick, just to even out. But even if you don't get it all like this, it'll still fire white because the clay itself, like the inside, see, you can notice it's kind of like an off-white. But when you add the slip, then it
It's a
fires
different,
white.
different white.
Yeah.
Ajá. Ella siempre hizo los mismos diseños geométricos o antes ha evolucionado sus diseños.
She asking if you start with the same designs, geometric designs and long fine lines, or you start with different style when you start in the beginning.
When I first started,
Yeah.
well,
Or you got evolution with the years and.
Well, when I first started, it was just the regular traditional designs, like the pot right there, the black and white, and the traditional Acoma pottery, like the parrot back there.
Right.
Those kind of designs were put on the pots.
Okay.
And it wasn't really the fine, but that's how I started out. And it was just black and white or black and the orange, the different shades of orange. That's how I started. And then about, and I didn't really do pottery. Well, like I said, I started around about 8, and then it was only like during the summer months when my grandmother kept me at Acoma. But she raised me, so I went to school. But during the summer months, that's when I would, after I do all my chores, then I would sit down and try to make some, and that's how I learned. And then as I got older, I started making again, like just during the summer months. And then of course, when you're a teenager, you think, I don't want to do this. This is too hard. So I just quit for a while. I didn't make or paint. I thought, this is too hard, to go get the clay, to process it, to grind this, grind that, look for your paint straight. It was just too much work, and I didn't want to do it. And then later on, my grandmother sat me down and she goes, you know what, one of these days you're going to be a mom. She goes, you're going to have a family. You're going to have something to support your family if you can't find a job or if, you get laid off.
Right.
She goes, remember, we live in 2 different worlds. You can't just, she gave me this long lecture and I said, okay. So I went back to making pottery and I said, this is so boring, the same old designs. So I said, and then I thought, why can't I do my own thing? Why can't I develop my own design, my own style? And of course, the people that I admired or looked up to when I was growing up, this was at the ceremonial in Gallup. They used to have the 2 artists, the famous Lucy Lewis and Marie Z. Chino. They would have their pots exhibited. They had all these pretty, ribbons on their pottery. And I said, one of these days I would like to be a potter or something. But like I said, as I, became a teenager, I said I didn't want to have nothing to do with it. It was too hard for me. But as the years went by, I really looked up to Dorothy Toribio, another really, famous potter. I can't remember how long ago she passed away, but the way she designed her pottery, I thought, and I don't like to copy people's designs. I said, I can still do that, but make it smaller or a different. So I started experimenting with, different, I said, and I liked the members' designs, the different figures. So I started doing that. And then we started looking at all the different colors that were in the area. And my sister and I, Marilyn Ray, we started experimenting with different colors. So why can't we put color in our pottery?
Nunca quise pintar diseños tradicionales, tampoco siempre quería triángulos, me gustan los triángulos.
She said the same thing on you when she start painting. She don't want to get the American and Mata Ortiz back the day, they just keep with the traditional designs.
Yes.
And you don't want to do the same thing.
With
Yeah.
new designs now because the new generation are experimenting with many different designs. But in my mind only squares or triangles or geometrics. I like it.
Yeah, me
Like-
too. Then that's what I started.
Like his
doing.
father, he paints just animals. Like,
Or my
And,
sister or my family.
and she don't want to get the same way and
Yeah.
get his.
That's
his
what
own
I.
design.
That's how I felt. I said, why can't I develop my own? Yes, I can still do traditional designs. Like this is an old design. They call that the feather pattern design, and then the rain and cloud design, and then the sun on the bottom. And that's how I started. I said, I want somebody to look at my pottery and say, I know whose pottery that is, because that's the kind of work she does. So I wanted to do that. So that's why I started trying to develop. And like I said, I started out with this, and then I went to members designs with the animals, and then the lines, and then now a lot of people are doing that. And so I like to, and to me, I get bored painting the same design over and over again. I will maybe 2-3 months, or maybe a year or two after that, I'll do that. But you'll see a lot of my pots, they don't always have the same design. So that's how I do my, oh, and then you can turn that over if you want to polish the other side.
Oh, tengo que pulirlo?
Yeah, you can paint.
I
It's
put
up
more,
to you.
more of
Yes,
this?
On the geometric pattern, did they put the black?
Ay, no quiero trabajar.
No, that's the natural color of the clay. And then
A
the black
little
color,
water.
the black color.
I put the same.
Paint it
Yeah.
up. Yep.
You can put it on a little thicker because it's not smooth in the back. See? It's kind of rough, so you can put a
That's fine,
little
don't
extra
worry.
paint on there. And there you go. That's about the right thickness there.
¿Qué es lo que está abajo? ¿También es barro? What is that? This is a clay here? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Sorry about that. It's going really well, you guys.
Okay, now you can put that on there.
Lots of
¿Es
smiles.
eso que en the circle?
Yes. And you can put, I haven't had any problems with this flaking off, so you could probably put about 2 or 3 coats on that one.
¿Cómo?
Dice que no ha tenido problema con ese clay. Lo que dice que a veces cuando está muy pesado, muy duro, nada más con una
una
capa.
capa.
Pero cuando está muy delgadito, pues pueden poner 2 o 3 capas.
Yo creo que cuando es más delgadito es más fino para pulir, ¿o
Nada
no?
más que tiene que estar uniforme.
Ajá.
No importa la dirección que le des, nada más que esté uniforme, todo cubierto.
¿No se tapa con la pintura cuando termina el diseño?
No. Como la esquina ahí te metió el dedo, te faltó tantito ahí.
¿A dónde? Deja que seque.
For me, the hardest part is collecting the clay to make the pottery, because it's quite a distance to walk. You can't just back up your truck and load it up. It's quite a ways from the main road, and the road has really gotten washed out. We went to check out the area to get somewhere. It will last a long time, but when we last went was about maybe a year or two ago, and we noticed the road is really bad.
In Mata Ortiz, I have a road to the hills, but at one point I continued walking.
Yes.
And I'm using ¿cómo se dice? ¿Carruchas o carretillas? Or a horse, and I'm
Yeah.
charged to the truck.
To carry all the clay. Yeah.
Right.
That's the same way. You do it.
It's really
That's the
hard
hard
to
part,
get.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
at the part.
And then
Preparing the clay is very hard work.
And then the other part is getting the white. It's up in the mesa too. You have to climb up there. It's pretty steep, and then it's quite a ways because you have to chisel it out. You have to take all your big old tools and everything to chisel out because it just goes in the rock in certain places. It's not where you can just get it. It's harder than getting the clay. So we have to get that, but it lasts a long
For
time.
example, how many time you need for finish one pot of this size, for example?
How much?
How many
How
times?
many hours? How many hours you put in
To make it?
to make it?
To make it, I like making them because it's fun. Because you don't have to worry about, is this even? But, I can make maybe about 6 or 8, maybe this size in one day.
Yeah.
And then just make them, and then I have to put it away because the next day they're more firm. And then you take the excess clay off. I use the corned beef lids, or I use the skull lids that people, I go to the, I'll go through the trash can, or I see them outside the casino, and I'll pick them up, and that's what I use to scrape the excess clay off the pots. And then, after that, then I use a rock, then I just smooth it out, and then I just smooth them out with my hand.
¿Qué hace cuando está pintando? ¿Ella escucha música o
Do you do something when you're working, like listen music or?
nothing?
Do I what?
Do you
When-
do you watch anything like TV, or do you
Or
listen to
radio?
favorite music, or do you have something that you like to do while you work?
While I'm working, I like to listen to music.
All right.
I listen to usually country, or what do you call it? Rock and roll, my bass.
All right.
And what do you like to listen to, Oralia? ¿Qué tipo de música tú?
Todo, pero me gusta crímenes para escuchar. I like crimen. The program and the TV for
Oh,
Oh, so the crime show?
Time shows, yeah.
yeah. And then if I just to have noise, I can't work when there's dead silence. I can't. So sometimes I'll have the TV on, and half the time I don't even know what's going on TV. I just to
This is
hear.
the
Yeah,
same thing.
just only
Yeah.
for a song.
Yeah. Yeah.
She have to hear something.
Yes.
TV, radio, something.
Yes.
And a very slow.
Yes. Yeah. But of course, if it's one of my soap programs, then I'll watch it. Put it down. Take a break.
I never time in my table. I have a candies on there. It's not a good idea, Rebecca, but I like it.
But that's how I do. And then I'll have of course, the kids didn't like it. My kids didn't like. I like to listen things like Mozart type of music.
Right.
It's soothing for me. Like if I'm really tired or something in the evening, I'll listen to something like that.
Right.
And but for the most part, it's just in the evenings, it's a bad habit. But I'll run to the casino.
So you like it playing in the casino?
Yeah, I'll play the Keno machines because the max bet is 50 cents.
Yeah. $5 in the night.
Yeah, and then if I win a lot on Keno, then I'll go to the other machines, but then it takes your money real fast.
Bueno, por lo menos usan la luz del casino. When they use the lights in the machines.
You made the casinos paying electricity, huh? Using the-
So can you try my brooch?
Are you ready to try the
Yeah.
Oralias? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to feel the clay.
Oh, you wanna? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I want to feel the clay.
This is not my work on the clay, and I'm not making my personal pots. One person in Mata Ortiz making my
The
pots.
forms. Yeah.
Yep. So she only paints the pots?
Oh.
She doesn't make them, make her own.
She know how to do it, but they don't have time to.
Yo puedo hacer uno pequeño, pero confío más en las manos de Vidal.
Do you on the pots do you have to really pack your clay? Do you worry about like the air pockets that might...
Del aire que agarra el clay, ¿cómo lo trabajan?
Con los dedos
With
para
the
quitar el
fingers.
aire. With the
They
fingers.
pinch it with the fingers, and then they.
Because the way I pack my clay, and I have to do this because if there's an air pocket in there, it will pop. It
Okay.
will. So when I do my clay, I do this to my clay.
Cuando ella hace su clay,
And
hace
then
eso
I'll
para
pack it like
sacarle
this.
todo el aire.
Sí, hay que amasarlo muchas
There's-
veces.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the same technique they use in there too.
Yeah, a long time ago, the women in the pueblo, they used to do it with their feet.
Oh,
Tienen que amasarlo bien. Ellos hacen como una tortilla y lo están aplastando y doblando hasta que...
dice, antes en el pueblo, mujeres lo hacían con los pies, lo amasaban para dejarlo bien planito.
It's a too hard work. More for this part of clay.
It feels good.
Do you like the texture on the clay?
I like the texture, yeah. I want to see how it, try to make a little peach pot here.
Se puede poner un poco de agua en las manos cuando...
They use water too when they working. They wear the water, their hands and.
Oh. If I use too much water, the clay will it won't hold its shape. If I use too much water, so
Si usa
I
mucha agua,
usually do
ese que
this. It's this dry.
Difícil.
Sí,
Para el clay de ellos.
pero solo para que no esté tan duro para los dedos.
It's just to make softer,
Right.
the clay. And
Do you use what kind of tools do you use to shape the pottery?
¿Qué herramientas usan para hacer los shapes de las, para quitarle?
Oh, voy a traer. One second.
Tu micrófono,
Oh, sí. I'll remove it a little bit, okay?
Yeah, of course. We're easy.
Oh.
So it's fun so far, Rebecca?
It's so much fun.
How does
So
the
much
clay
to learn.
feel?
It feels different. It's not mine feels to me it's more like it still feel rough, but this one is really
It's
smooth.
smooth and soft.
Way like yes.
¿Quieres barro? ¿Quieres hacer una olla?
He thinks there's food inside. So for those of you out there who don't know, we generally have a dog who's laying around in here, and he's currently at Rebecca and Aurelia's feet, hoping that there's food in the bag.
This I use for make the tortilla. First for put on the molding. Ellos usan esto para quitar el exceso de barro en la parte de adentro.
That's for the inside.
Oh,
They make
yeah.
it smoother inside when they.
That's the kind of similar, but mine are made from redwood, or there's tools that my grandfather made with the coconut. He cut them up and he made tools for my grandmother, so I still have those.
Yo miré un video de ella como estaba haciendo una pieza.
She watched the video.
Oh, yeah. That's the kind of tools I use, and then I have smaller tools like this,
And the
and I
people
will
use
shape them.
this for remove the extra clay in the outside.
Oh, I see.
This part for remove the extra clay, and this part for
To
cleaning the clay.
Oh, I see. Well, you know about my skull lids now.
But it's cute technique, Rebecca. You're as the master, no me.
And then they start with the flat tortilla and they start with the molding. This is the base molding. They make the tortilla and then they put it here and they start molding. From then they start doing coil.
Yes, I have some like this too, where I set my pots when I'm making the large. It's the same thing
The same
too.
thing, yep.
We call them hooties.
Oh,
Yes, and that's how we use to build the
big
pots
ones,
up. And then we just get some clay and we're coil pots.
Pinch it.
Yes, bring them up, and that's how the pots are made, the larger pots. But the little pots, call them little pinch pots. This is how we make them. And then so you can feel with your fingers. This is really nice clay. I like the.
Thank you,
the
Vidal.
picture. Yeah, it feels really good.
And do family making pots? Are you sons?
I have a son who makes. It's not really something that he does all the time, but I do have a daughter who I'm glad is following in my footsteps. She does make, and Derek used to be able to tell the difference from her pots from mine, and then she's getting better. And now he says, I can't tell the difference, between your pots and your daughter's. And then sometimes she forgets to sign them. So I told her, well, since you don't, I'm going to sign my name to that.
Quiero hacer también nomás eso.
I'll sign my name to that one. But this is how we make the little ones, and then we'll use like a tool like this or
Maybe
something.
está muy gruesa para ponerla adentro.
And then we'll use it like this to shape it on the outside. You just bring it up like that. And then I have some that are like wood, and then I will use that and I'll bring it up like that. I'll just shape it from the outside. And that's how I do my pottery. But this is really, this clay is really easy to work with. It feels good. It feels different. It feels really smooth.
Cuando la hace en el molde, ella la quita mojado antes de...
Las grandes.
Ajá.
Yeah, Oralia asked if when you make the big packs, you take them wet on the molding or you leave in the molding?
We just leave them wet on there until we're ready to do the bottom. We shape it on the top first. Maybe I should do a big one. Like this, but anyway, we shape it like that. And then, yes, and then we form it, and then we just press the clay out. And then on the large ones, when you get it, maybe put about 2 coils on there, then we take it out because it's firm, where you can take it out and it doesn't, lose its shape.
Dice cuando hacen las formas y unos 3 coils, ya la quitan porque ya está estable.
Sí, ya se seca.
Yeah.
And then when we do that, then we'll when we do that, then we take it out, and then we get our tool and we press the clay down so that the bottom, you shape the bottom and you have that shape there. But that's how we do the large ones. This is probably enough to do a pot. Let's see if we can put a coil on that one. I think we can.
I just want to let Rebecca know that Judy, your sister, has Facebook, that she loves you, and have a great time.
Oh, thank you. That's my baby sister.
Bueno, voy a tener que hacer una yo también. ¿Quieres traerme agua? Aquí, amor, por favor. Del baño.
Sí.
A la mitad, más o menos.
Oh dear, I wish it was open wide.
Okay, good. So just let me know.
So basically, what's going to happen is they're going to be chatting back and forth, and you'll notice a moment of confusion. And
I should have gone ahead and brought my tools, but I didn't.
I'm just a piece of plastic for making the
Should I
tortilla,
tell them I'm here for help?
and I'm putting the molding.
If I do it on plastic, my clay will stick. It will not come off.
Okay.
But if I use
Yeah, depending on the artist.
I
depending.
use I have a lot of I save my old sheets, then I cut them up, and then I just put them on the table, and I will use a rolling pin like for the plates. I'll roll out the clay, and like I said, you can make them perfectly round and everything, but when you go start shaping the pottery, they will lose their shape, and even in the firing, they will warp. So the plates are hard to
Voy a
make.
tratar de hacer una, pero no soy experta. Hi.
Hi, ¿qué tal? Yo voy a estar aquí como intérprete, entonces si tienes alguna pregunta o alguna dificultad, me avisa y yo puedo traducir.
Voy a tratar de hacer una pieza. Yo no hago las piezas, pero puedo hacer una chiquita para experimentar con Rebeca.
Okay, I'm going to try to do a little piece here to experiment along with Rebecca, with you.
Okay.
I'm translating for her.
Oh, okay. Are we having a contest who finishes their pot first?
¿Qué? ¿Qué ella dice?
Say that again. What did you say?
I asked her if we were competing to see who could finish
Que
their
si es
pottery
una
first.
competencia entre ustedes dos.
Voy a apurarme, Rebeca.
She's going to hurry up then.
I need money for the casino.
Yeah.
Puedo hablar poquito inglés, no mucho, pero...
No, hablas muy bien.
Y mi esposo Alex, él me ayuda también.
Qué bueno. So my husband can help me too sometimes when I get needed interpreting.
Bueno, ¿me mueven la olla esta? En el plato porque lo voy a quitar el platito. No, la olla quiero porque la voy a mojar.
This is why you can't have pretty nails. We always have our
You
hands
are ready
in
for my
mud.
burrito?
Por eso no puedes tener las uñas tan bonitas porque siempre
No.
estás trabajando. Sí, ¿verdad?
No es too elegant my hands, Rebeca. Cuando ella hace la pieza también con los dedos quita el aire en medio del barro.
And so when you make your coils, do you take the air out of the coils when you're making it?
Yes.
Sí.
Ah. Que para ella una pieza que es más liviana, que es más que no tiene tanto peso, es más fina que uno que no es. Por ejemplo, en el barro, en Mata Ortiz, una pieza que es no tan pesada es más fina que uno que es muy pesado. ¿Es igual con ella?
So when you make pots like that are thinner and less and way less, so you make them thinner. Yep. Sí.
Sí. ¿Cuánto tiempo tarda para?
Oh, you wet it.
Yeah.
And
Eso
wash
estamos-
it.
I just put mine
I
in
wash
dry.
Es para que
Ella
no,
lo pone seco.
para que no se pegue.
And
Yo lo
it
hago para
doesn't-
que no se pegue.
She wets it so it doesn't stick. So you do it dry so it doesn't stick.
Yeah.
Sí. Dice que sí. Seco
Bueno,
no se
yo
pega.
creo que los dos funcionan.
Sí. I think both of them work.
I hope this don't stick. Oh, no, it didn't stick. Okay. And then the inside. But I don't have the tool to do it.
I'm finishing the 4 in the afternoon.
You're fast.
¿Sí?
Yeah, tú eres más rápida.
Es que ya me va a ganar.
¿Ella qué?
Ella va a terminar primero, no puedo permitir eso.
Ajá, she can't let you beat her.
I need a save my reputation, Rebeca. ¿Qué es que ella quiere dejar como un legado? ¿Qué es
What would you like to leave as a legacy?
su proyecto de vida?
What would be your life's project as a legacy?
I have no idea.
No tengo ni idea.
Me no. Every day.
I never even thought of that.
Ya, nunca lo había pensado antes.
¿Eh?
Yeah, yeah. Your art, what you're doing is your legacy.
You know, I can't even take my clay out like this when it's, this is easy to handle. When I take mine out, it just like falls. It's too soft.
Y dice, haciéndolo así es más fácil. Cuando lo hace de
I
otra
can't
manera
do
es muy
this.
difícil.
I have
¿Sí?
to wait a while.
Ya tiene que esperar más tiempo
Para
para sacarlo de la...
Sí.
Yeah.
¿La diferencia es por el tipo de barro o simplemente es su técnica?
Yeah, what is it, the clay or is it your technique that makes
No,
it
the
easy?
clay. The
Es
clay
el
is
barro.
really
Ajá.
different.
Yeah, sí, es diferente.
Yeah, the clay is different.
Yo creo que
That's why I
se
said I
seca
should-
más rápido,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
should
I
have
think
brought
this
some.
one dries faster.
Oh,
quizá.
that's neat.
¿La arcilla de dónde se la sacaron?
Se usa del área donde es de Mata Ortiz.
¿Y este también?
Sí, yo lo traje para probar
Ah, ya veo, ok. So she brought this clay from Mexico.
That's why I was saying I wish I had brought my clay
Ah,
to see, how she could feel, see how it feels to work
ella
with
dice
that.
que hubiera traído su propia arcilla.
Bueno, estamos experimentando.
So
An
it's an
experiment.
experiment.
Yeah.
Yo me llamo Marco, mucho gusto. Alex, placer.
This feels really good. The clay, it's different, way different.
Yeah, se siente bien. Yeah,
¿Sí?
yeah. Se siente un poco diferente, pero bien.
¿Es más blando o qué sientes de diferente?
What do you feel that's different?
Just the texture of it.
De la textura.
Ah, ok.
This is so easy to work with.
Es muy fácil trabajar con esta arcilla.
¿Sí? Oh, qué
Dice
bueno.
ella.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe you need a collecting clay on Mata
Yeah,
Ortiz, Rebecca.
I'll go
Please
down
come
and
in.
visit you and bring home
Ah,
some
good.
There was, I can't remember the gentleman's name. He's from Second Mesa, Hopi. His clay is almost like this too. He brought me some one time, and it was clay. It feels almost like this. My tools are thick. Like I said, they're made from the coconut, and then they're wood, and
¿Es a big piece or es a small piece?
they're different sizes. It depends on,
Depending the size
yes,
of the pot.
yeah. I have some that are flat and some
Sorry,
that are.
I'm so sorry. ¿Cuántas piezas ella llega a perder piezas cuando las quema? ¿O
How many
un
pieces do
porcentaje?
you lose when you fire them usually?
Well, now that I use the electric kiln, it's not as much, but you still will get some. If there's like a foreign object in there, or if there's an air pocket in it, they will pop.
Yeah.
And you'll know right away when you put them in the kiln in the first hour, you'll hear the pops.
Ahora que ella usa un horno eléctrico, no es tanto.
Ni yo, también
Yeah.
para mí, no
Pero-
pierdo tantas piezas.
Yeah, her too. She doesn't, now that she's using the electric one, she
Yeah.
doesn't lose as many.
And a lot, and most, I should say, all of Acoma pottery is kiln fired.
Yeah,
There aren't very many people that, I don't see anybody picking manure or anything, or,
Yeah.
but everybody has an electric kiln.
Casi ahora en el pueblo de Acoma todo el mundo usa un horno eléctrico.
En Mata Ortiz usan los dos maneras,
Sí,
pero
sí.
hay menos riesgo de quebrar piezas con un horno eléctrico.
Yeah,
Sobre todo en tiempo que hay mucha humedad.
Yeah. So in Mata Ortiz, they still use both systems, but there's less chance of it breaking, especially when it's very humid out.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is so fast and easy to use. I have to wait on mine. I have to let the clay dry a little to continue to work with it. But this is so easy to work with.
Y está asombrado lo fácil es trabajar esta arcilla.
Este barro es muy fácil.
Sí.
Otras personas me han dicho que es muy fácil de trabajar.
She says other
Otros
people have
alfareros.
told her also that it's easy to work with.
Yes, it's very easy to work with. You too, that's what I have to do. I have to stand up.
Dice que es, de repente ella tiene que pararse también,
También, sí.
para hacer eso.
Oh, that's what you
Sí,
meant when
ajá.
you were telling me about that.
Ajá. Es para remover el exceso de barro y hacerlo más plano para continuar formando la pieza. Yo no tengo la experiencia de ella.
Just to remove the excess clay.
Yeah.
She says she doesn't have your experience. Can I take a picture of you?
Sure.
Yeah. ¿Puedo sacar una foto de ti
Sí, por
también?
supuesto.
Sí. Siempre pido permiso antes porque uno nunca sabe.
And with my clay, you have to constantly wet it at the top. It will crack. This one it doesn't even crack.
Con la arcilla de ella siempre
¿Hay
ella tiene
grietas?
que estar mojándolo porque empieza a poner
Seco.
seco y se forman grietas.
En ocasiones, por ejemplo, para piezas más grandes, también se va secando porque el barro dura más tiempo tocando el calor de los dedos.
So she says with bigger pieces that happens to her too because the bigger the piece, the more the clay heats up because she has to touch it with her hands constantly.
Oh, uh-huh. I'm real messy. I'm a messy person when it comes to making.
What happened to my...
Ya mojé el libro. ¿Cuántas piezas ella hace? ¿Cuántas piezas ella hace cada semana o cuánto tiempo necesita?
So how many pieces do you make, Rebecca, let's say on a weekly basis?
This size I can make maybe 6 in one day.
Como ese, de este tamaño puedo hacer 6 cada día.
But if they're a larger piece, and then I have to put them aside, so it takes about maybe 2 days to make 6 in this size.
Okay, como tiene que ponerlo a un lado para que se seque,
Ajá.
va a tardar como 2 días hacer 6.
Sí. ¿Cuánto se tarda en secar? ¿2 días? ¿3 días?
It takes, what, 2 days for it to dry?
Yeah,
Yeah, 2 días.
because once
Of
they're
course.
shaped like this, you have to put them aside, and then you, now this one you can say is strictly handmade because I don't have mold tools. It's so easy to handle. This clay is really good. I love it.
Está diciendo que es muy fácil manejar.
¿Trabajar con este barro?
Sí,
Yes, yeah. I'm Mexico. Yeah, I'm gonna
pero
take
está
the new.
echando de menos los moldes que tiene. Esto está
Sí.
hecho por la mano.
I don't know. I can go right now. No, I wish I had brought my clay. That's what I was telling her. I said I should have brought my clay. Boy, she's quick too. She's gonna beat me.
Yeah.
And I
Más o
started
menos.
before she did.
La estás ganando.
Yeah.
Quizás que la mía no va a quedar tan derecha por
No,
no
maybe mine's not going to be as perfect as yours.
Oh, mine aren't perfect, believe me. They're
El
no.
mío tampoco es
We're
perfecto.
perfect.
No, hay artistas que hacen muy perfecta la pieza, pero si no es tan perfecta, para eso se usa la lija para quitar el exceso de las cosas que no están bien.
Yeah, some people can make it just perfectly with their hands, and other people need to use, it's like not a file, but I guess it's a piece of wood to,
Oh, yes.
make-
I have a lot of wooden tools.
sandpaper. Wow.
Ta-da! No tools. Yeah.
Rebeca, dame tiempo.
Yeah, give me some time. Give me a break.
Yeah, the race is been won.
Oh, I love the way she's making that. Oh, this is so much fun. It's better than Play-Doh.
Ella se está divirtiendo mucho con esta arcilla. Dice que es mejor que eso que usan los niños para jugar.
¿Quién dijo que no era divertido trabajar?
Who said it wasn't fun to work?
¿Verdad? ¿Qué colores de barro trabaja ella? ¿Blanco y rojo? O?
What color clay do you work with? White and red, or
The clay,
Usually.
it's all like the color of that one, the gray.
Ajá.
That's the
Es
way
como
it
gris.
is. Yes.
¿Es the only?
That's
this
the only
only?
color. Yeah. That's the only kind of clay we have. There is some clay that that a lot of people have found. It looks gray, but it has a lot of yellow in there. Now, if you scrape
Yes.
off some of that yellow and then you use it as paint, which I have done, it fires reddish,
You
a
use
dark,
the yellow
like a
as
rust
paint?
color. Yes.
entonces hay un barro que también contiene un poco de amarillo.
Sí,
Y
el-
ese amarillo lo usan para pintar.
En Mata Ortiz lo usan para las dos cosas, para formar piezas y para hacer la pintura también.
Yeah,
Usan los dos.
they use to paint also, but also to make whole pieces out of the yellow. Yes, ma'am.
We have another potter here.
Okay.
Hey, Ambrose, why don't you get between the two ladies? That way you can see a little better. Ambrose is from Santo Domingo, Pueblo, and he is fascinated by the Mata
Hi, how are you?
Ortiz clay also.
Nice to meet you, Oralia.
Ese. Yeah. Wow.
Él está fascinado con la arcilla de
De
Mata Ortiz.
Juni.
Can you have the texture on the clay?
So you're using the clay now.
Yeah. Yeah, and that means that it's not the same. Mina pasha, it's not like coarse like our clay. I don't know what kind you use, but it's a and then it mina you can handle it. It's easier to handle. Okay. Can you?
Sí, dime, es okay.
Can you scrape it? How thin can you make it? Can you scrape it and then,
¿Cuán
or
fino
does
lo
it
puedes
always have
hacer?
to be thick?
¿Siempre tiene que ser grueso o lo puedes hacer muy finito?
Depende de lo que ella quiera de grueso y lo que no lo puede quitar con la
It just
quitar
depends. It
con la
just
cegueta.
depends. Yeah.
Y afuera nosotros usamos esponja con agua. Hoy estoy llenando el libro. Esponja con agua para hacerlo más fino.
So they use a sponge with water to make it thinner.
Oh, uh-huh. I see. Uh-huh. Oh, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Do you have to let it get harder before you put more water on it?
Tienes que dejarlo secar antes de que le pones más agua.
No,
No.
no, ahí mismo porque está húmedo el barro y se puede moldear mejor.
Yeah, just no, they don't have to wait.
It'll maintain its shape.
Yeah, se mantiene su forma, aún
Sí,
haciéndolo así.
sí, no
Yes.
muy mojado, es poquito
Yeah,
agua.
just a little bit, not a lot.
Yes.
Here is a piece that they can scrape really thin.
Oh, this is a very nice example.
Yeah, it's a good example.
It's a very light
So it is
piece.
paper thin. If you put out your arm or something, watch right here, you can see.
Oh,
it is
It's a very, very light.
Yeah,
barely
okay,
anything. So they
okay.
can definitely make it
Make
super,
it thin.
super thin.
Yeah,
I
Salvador
see.
and Virginia Vaca is the name, the artist and Mata Ortiz. So it's a very high quality and the making the parts and then
Oh, thank you.
painting. It's a very light pieces.
And the technique that the singers scrape it, make it thin.
It's just really cool to be able to see that it seems to work cross-culturally.
Yeah,
Completely.
but I can't believe you can use a wet sponge like this in it. And it feels good too.
Parece que
Because like I was telling them, with my clay, you have to constantly wet the top because it will crack.
Que ella,
dijo que, bueno, ella dijo que ella siempre tiene que estar mojándolo
Smooth
para
it
que
comes out.
resulta así finito. Pero lo que dijo Derek es que parece que la forma de hacerlo más delgado es a través de todas las culturas.
ajá.
Okay, there's your sponge. Did you need your tool?
No.
Okay. Let me finish this one. You finish shaping this one up.
Después de que, por ejemplo, después de que esta olla se seca, el siguiente proceso es igual como hice con este plato.
And so,
The next process is after the dry, the clay.
Uh-huh.
The next process is that one.
is it after she's finished, the next process is the same as putting it in the bowl to dry?
Yes, you let it dry a little, then you scrape it. You scrape it to the thinness that you want on the pot, and then you smooth them out.
Yeah.
Once you smooth them out and everything, then you let them dry.
Ok, entonces lo que hace ella primero es dejarlo secar un poco y después lo lima
Ajá.
para quitar todos los
And then
defectos
it
y
will-
después lo pone para secar.
And then it'll be the way I gave you that plate, that it will feel that way, and then that's when you put that slip on.
Y cuando le pones ahí adentro, le pones el otro, no sé cómo se llama el slip en español, es lo que pone. Usualmente es blanco, es como una leche, parece leche. Y después le pone eso.
Como una sábana, como una tela o qué.
No, es,
El molde.
no, es como, ¿cómo se puede decir? Yo no sé la palabra en español. Le pone, es como un agua blanca.
Ah, la base de esta.
Bueno, ok, está bien. ¿Cómo se llama eso en español? Lo que le pones blanco.
Esta es una mezcla de barro.
Y no tiene nombre.
Pasta le dicen o
Pasta.
mezcla.
Pasta, okay. Just trying to figure out what the word slip is in Spanish.
Oh, uh-huh.
But we got it.
Probablemente esto es lo que no va a quedar derecho.
So that's probably what's not going to come out perfectly.
Mine never do.
No, nunca sale perfecto.
No, it's a piece of.
I always lose the center, even though no matter how hard I try.
Yeah.
Ah, sí, está muy chueco. Está anunciando al sur.
So it came out a little wonky. It's pointing towards the south.
No, there's just nothing.
I saw.
I was surprised that that she wet it. I thought because with my clay, if I wet it, it'll stick. It won't come
Ella
out.
está muy sorprendida que tú
Yeah.
usas agua, porque ella no usa agua. Cuando ella usa agua se pega
Sí.
a ella. Pero para
Si,
ti no.
si se usa mucho, sí se pega.
When you do the base like that, what do you call this? The base that you use? It's us. We call it hudite. Hudite, yeah, and that's what we use. And I have some, and the only time I use it is when I make something this big or larger.
Rebecca, I'm ready. Let's go to the casino.
Let's go. let them set. We'll come back when
Or
we
maybe
hit
I
the
need a
jackpot.
pint and a little bit.
If it cracks like on your when you do pottery and after you fire it, if there's a crack in it, can you mend it? Can you fix it?
Después que se ponen en el horno, si sale una grieta, usted lo puede arreglar.
No.
It won't patch. It won't fix.
Exacto.
Ours is the same way. You can't fix it.
Para mí es lo
but-
mismo.
¿Cómo? ¿Ella puede repararlo?
No,
No, tampoco.
No, tampoco.
Porque
Okay,
no
maybe we can paint now. We'll put this aside. Do chuich. I'll go paint it.
it's very obvious. I don't know, having too much experience.
Okay, there's two, so we just can put them aside. Let's go paint and see what happens.
You need a little water on the sponge.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah,
haven't,
I'm messy. I make a mess when I make.
I haven't fixed that one, and I have another more clean. So you like the clay, Rebecca?
I like the clay. Yeah, I like the clay. It feels real good and it's easy to handle.
Oh, good for
Yeah.
you. Though this clay is for you, and I have a little more, maybe for experimenting in your house on a different size the pot.
You have to give me your address so I can send it to you and see how it fires.
Because I'm drive every time to the 40 to Flagstaff, because I'm living Phoenix now.
Oh,
So that
you're
maybe
in
it's like-
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have visit Phoenix or no?
Yeah, a lot.
Please?
We go to the Herd show in March.
Oh,
We'll be
good.
down there.
Please, my house is your house for this month. Yeah. It's not too big, but it's in my heart.
Okay, I think
I
got
have
it
a
all.
more clean here.
You know. I wasn't expecting to experiment with clay.
So you need a cleaning here, the table.
Oh, here's the other tool.
Susi, ¿me pone por favor esta allá en la mesa? Gracias. Muchas gracias.
There is.
What? My hands is not too much elegant, but I'm ready for painting.
Let's go paint. Let's see what happens.
No, está bien, Susi, gracias.
You can try this and see how it works for you. even probably try with your own brush, see if it'll carry the paint.
Okay.
I'll see if this one will, I would like to try it too to see if my paint would stick to this. I don't know if it
You
will.
have this is the use an experiment like this.
Do you need anything? You guys good?
No, I'm
We're
good.
good right now.
No worries. Shout if you do.
Okay.
Gracias, Derek. Oh, what is your brush?
Where did I put it?
Here. I'm comparting my water with you. You need this piece of clay, the cloth.
And which one was the paint? What did we do with the paint?
¿Se puede hacer más delgada o es todo que se puede hacer?
Can you make that thinner?
Oh, goodness.
This is ¿Yo puedo hacerlo más delgado?
¿Es una pregunta o
Ajá.
can she make it thinner?
Yes,
Oh,
you can
okay.
make it thinner.
It's not too much. You need to change the seat, Rebecca?
No.
No, esto tiene como 5 porque depende en qué ella quiere.
Ooh, I'm nervous. I'm shaking. Let me try this.
Yeah, you need more. Maybe you need more water and the painting for more flexible.
Oh, really?
No, let me see. This is my sister. Yeah, this is too dry.
Mine is the opposite. It has to be kind of thick for it to stay.
Let's try maybe it's more easy.
Okay.
Bueno, my turn, Rebecca.
Oh my gosh, I can't even do it.
Vamos a ver.
Nope. I
No?
can't do it. Not with that one.
A ver yo. ¿Qué usa ella? ¿La orilla?
What do you use? ¿La orilla de qué?
¿O ella usa todo completo o cómo usa la pintura?
How do you use? Como que no entiendo la
¿En esta parte está bien?
So do you use just the edge, like on the plate when you get the paint?
Oh, okay.
Just the edge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to keep adding water like this one.
Yeah, y no tienes que seguir añadiendo agua.
This is really different.
This is nice, Rebecca. This is
Is it working?
Yeah. and it's a very strong. ¿Qué hace cuando, por ejemplo, si ella empezó a pintar una olla con uno de estos y se desbarata? ¿Cómo le hace para tener la misma medida?
¿Cómo que se desbarata?
Por ejemplo, yo tengo...
¿La olla entera?
No. Por ejemplo, yo uso esta brocha. Tiene dos cabellos ahora.
Ajá.
Pero si este se desbarata cuando yo estoy en esta parte y yo quiero usar uno nuevo, se nota en el diseño porque es más grueso.
So,
¿qué hace?
when you're painting and let's say the line, something happens to it, gets blurred or something, can you fix it?
Yes, you can.
Sí, dice que sí.
You can fix it. You can scrape your mistake, and then if you get down to the you scrape it a lot, and then if it needs a touch up, you can add a little bit of the white, put it under there, and then just get something like maybe some like the bottom, something that's kind of pointy but not sharp. You can polish it, or if you have a stone like this, you can.
Entonces lo que pasa es que tú lo puedes borrar. Y si llegas si borras, digamos, demasiado, puedes poner un poco más de pasta y después pulirlo.
Ok.
Y después empezar otra vez.
Esta pintura me gusta porque se puede hacer una línea más larga. Esta pintura se seca más rápido.
So she's saying her paint, she likes it because it doesn't dry as quickly and she can make a longer line before it dries.
What's your opinion, though?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know if I should leave it light and dark in some places. I'm relining where it's light.
Ajá. Sí, ajá, porque hay que estar poniendo más veces el pincel. Y en esta de ella no es precisa.
I'm gonna try it with the yucca and see if I can, if this paint will carry. No, I've got another one right here.
Oh, good.
Do you need more water? Are you good, Rebecca?
Yes, I think we're gonna need more water.
All right, just get her a phone.
Ok. Se seca más rápido, por eso te digo, esta me gusta porque...
So that's why you have to keep putting it in water. Oh, okay.
She loves your paint. They don't dry right away.
Ah, yeah. Well, I'll send you some paint. There, when we mix our paint, the black. Thank you. When we mix our paint, then you can so that it doesn't, because it spills or it gets chalky when it dries. So to keep it from rubbing off while you're painting the rest of the design, it's a beeweed plant. It's a plant. It's like a wild spinach because it's edible. But it's really bitter, so you have to cook it like all day, boil it. And then once we boil it and we strain it, and then we leave the water. You can let it sit for maybe about a week, so most of the water evaporates. And then if it's in the summertime, which is about the best time, then when the water almost all evaporates, then you can. It's easy to handle. Then you make it into like a round ball or like a almost like a coil, small pieces like that.
And you mix that with the paint?
You mix that with the paint.
And what does that do?
It holds the paint so it doesn't rub.
So it doesn't run?
Rub.
Rub.
Like, when you rub it like that, it doesn't come off.
Entonces cuando ellos están mezclando la pintura, hay un proceso que ellos usan que es a base de ponerle otra mata, es una mata, no sé, como espinaca.
Ajá.
Y eso lo hierven
Lo
y,
cocen.
y después lo dejan secar como por una semana y después se puede poner en la mano y enrollarlo así y eso lo mezclan otra vez con la pintura y eso hace que cuando pintan eso no se mancha, no borra.
O porque esta sí se puede, no se borra del todo, pero es posible que se pueda borrar o se queda en la tela, mira.
Yeah, so she doesn't have that, so hers will rub, Rebecca.
Oh, I see. Look at,
Más firme.
yeah, yeah.
Es más firme con la yaca, yo creo el secreto más es la pintura mía es más firme con la yaca.
Yeah,
Con
so
yuca
she's
o
saying
yaca,
her-
¿cómo se dice?
So she's saying with the yucca, with the yucca that she has in her paint, it's more. What can I say? I guess it's firmer.
Yes, it's going on better for me than this.
Yeah.
This is hard for me to work with because
Yeah,
of the water.
eso lo está yendo mucho mejor que el otro.
Sorry, Rebeca. Voy a probar mi pintura en su
See, I
plato.
can't understand why it has to be really watery to work with.
Y ella no
But I
entiende por
guess
qué le
it
tiene que
dries.
poner tanta agua.
Para mí me parece mejor que corre el pincel para que no se seque rápido.
So she says the brush runs easier, right? And it doesn't dry as quickly.
Pero sí tengo que pasar probablemente 2 o 3 veces la línea.
But she has to go over it 2 or 3 times. The line.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like it.
This is
It's-
my brush, Rebecca.
Oh my goodness.
I'm used it for my work. Let me.
How do you go over it twice if the line is that small?
¿Cómo haces para ir 2 veces sobre la misma línea si la línea es tan finita?
No sé. Solo
I don't
voy.
know.
Voy. Solo voy.
Yeah, I just do it. ¿Y eso le pones yuca como el vegetal? Yuca.
No, este es cabello de un niño, es cabello humano.
¿Y qué es yuca entonces? ¿Cuánto
Ella está usando.
ella, es ella que pone?
Quien está usando la rama de una yuca. Yo uso cabello.
Ah, yo pensaba que usaba la yuca
How is
para
it
mezclarlo
working?
en
Is
la
it
pintura.
working to paint on that?
Yeah.
It's the same design, the triangle. But I use my brush. Mucho gusto.
Nice to see you, Ambrose. You take care of yourself.
Para mí es más, no pulí bien el plato.
She says she didn't polish her piece enough.
Sí, es muy chiquito.
I knew I shouldn't have had that second cup of coffee.
Yo sé que no debería haber tomado la segunda taza de café.
Oh, yo tomé 3.
I
drink three.
I drank 3.
You like the coffee, Rebecca?
Do I like coffee?
Ajá.
When I'm not going to paint. This is weird.
So, este no le gustó mucho, no es muy flexible para ella.
You didn't like that particular paintbrush? It's too delicate?
Yes, it's
Yes.
too small and then, hey, you know what?
Demasiado
I
pequeño.
should try this one. My brush to see if it works. Let me see if it works on this one.
Oh, se puede borrar muy fácil en la pasta.
See?
Sí.
So you're saying she can erase that really easily with the slip.
Can you apply the black?
If I leave it like this and not go over it the second time, will it still fire evenly? The color, will it still be an even
Si ella
color?
no lo repasa dos veces, cuando eso lo metes en el horno, el color va a ser igual.
Con el rojo no hay problema, pero con el negro hay que pasar más veces la línea porque se va a notar lo claro.
Okay. Entonces con el negro no hay problema.
Con el rojo sí hay, con el rojo no hay problema, con el negro un poco más.
Okay, so with red there's no problem. With black, you do have to go over it twice.
Oh,
Because the red is more strong when the fire.
Okay, all right. 'Cause I didn't know. I went over the top line a couple of times. How is it working on there?
Yeah, good.
Is it?
Está poquito más difícil entrar la pintura en la pasta con este
So
pincel.
it's a little more difficult with that one to put it on top of the slip.
Pues, por ejemplo, ¿dónde está? ¿Me prestas esta, amor?
With this is really
En este pulido puedo hacer más fácil el diseño. El pincel es más fácil que corra.
Cuando está pulido.
En este pulido mío.
So with that finish, with that polish that she puts on hers, it's easier for her.
Oh, yeah.
For example, I have many errors here.
Oh, okay, I
But
see
the
it.
problem is my brush is too small one.
Yeah,
I need this polish for this brush.
yes.
Let me
It
see.
goes on smoother.
Uh-huh.
Yes. This one, with this is the hair brush, and it's going on the same as the yucca brush.
Ella
The
dice
paint.
que la brocha que
This
está
one.
usando con pelo humano
Ajá.
se está yendo igual que la brocha de yuca.
Para mí también, pero en una línea que es más gruesa, no para uno
Yeah,
delgado.
for her too, but only on thicker lines.
Ajá. Creo que yo puedo hacer una línea. Está chueco. No me corre tampoco.
No,
Oh,
it's
it
not working.
dries. It doesn't.
No,
Just the short lines.
no, se junta muchos bolitas en la pintura.
Oh, so the paint ball's up on the brush.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Ajá. Con la pintura de ella porque tiene grumos.
Yeah, she
Yes.
says that
Uh-huh.
that happens with your paint because it has little particles in it.
Yeah.
¿Cómo hace ella para que no se haga estas bolitas en la...
How do you do so it doesn't ball up on your brush using your paint? So,
I don't know. Never does that because my brushes are a little bit bigger. Hers are like really
No,
fine.
this is very fine. Here.
dice que nunca le pasa eso. Dice que tus brochas son muy finas, las de ella son más gruesas.
Pero esta es muy fina. This is very fine. I don't know. What's the
gonna try it.
what's brush uses for this design?
This one.
That one? Okay. Entonces yo soy el problema.
So I'm the problem.
Yeah.
Not the paint.
And then to fill in, to me, it's easier with a commercial brush to fill in the colors. It's faster and you can carry more paint. Whereas if you use
Con
the
una
red, you
brocha
can only do it,
comercial
then
dice
you
ella
have
que es
to
más
keep.
fácil.
¿Perdón?
Una brocha comercial.
Oh,
No, no sé lo que es comercial.
sí, pero nunca he usado uno.
Yeah, she says, yeah, she understands, but she's never used a commercial brush.
Yeah. I can't believe how easy this paint is going on.
Dice que no, para ella es asombrante lo fácil es usar esa pintura.
Oh, yo puedo darle para ella.
She can give you some.
Can you move it for you?
Yeah, that's fine. I can't get used to using this paint.
Ya
It
no se
just
puede
dries.
acostumbrar
A la-
a esa.
No, probablemente a la recipiente, al recipiente.
¿Cómo?
Yo creo es muy pequeño este porque ella
Ah,
usa esta más grande.
Oh, she's saying maybe it's just the size that's in the little
Maybe,
the top.
maybe.
You need to use it, that one top?
¿Quiere? You want a bigger top?
That one? No? Okay.
I'll just use this one, see how it comes out. See, and then like with this brush, you can see the lines, it gets smaller and finer like that.
Yeah.
When you first start out, it's kind of wider, but you can see then it's getting smaller. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
How does it get smaller?
I have no idea. I think it's just getting the brush to maintain its shape, because when it dries, it kind of comes out like it goes out.
Dice ella cuando
Like-
empieza a usar esa
like this
brocha,
one.
las líneas son un poco más gruesas, pero después al secar se pone más finita. No sé cómo pasa eso.
No, tampoco.
So when you put that on at first, it's a little thicker, and then when it dries, it gets thinner. Rebecca?
No, just the brush, the way the brush handles.
Oh, the brush itself. Okay, no. Al usar la brocha, entonces la brocha en sí misma se pone más delgada.
Sí, para mí también. Este
Yeah.
pincel más o menos tiene 2 años, yo creo.
Yeah.
Y se va haciendo con el agua. Yo creo que el cabello se va haciendo más delgado.
Yeah, for her that happens too. That brush is 2 years old, and she thinks over time with the water,
Yes.
it gets thinner, the brush.
The same way with the yucca brush. If you're going to be doing large pots, it's better to start using the yucca brush, and as it wears off, you'll lose, 1 or 2 of from the
Threads.
brush, but then, it gets finer. Then when it gets to be, when it starts painting the finer lines, then you can go to a smaller pot and
Ya dice
and
ella
line
cuando
it.
tiene una pieza más grande y está usando un pincel de yuca,
Ajá.
entonces empieza así como grueso y después al andar, al pintar, al pasar el tiempo se pone más finito y después cuando la brocha es más finita puede ser piezas
Como este.
así.
Ajá.
So how long does it take you to paint something that big?
3 weeks, depending
weeks.
how many hours working in the day.
Yeah, that's the same way with me. Sometimes my eyes get tired or I have to do something else and I put it aside and I'll come back to
For
it.
me, my
So-
more problem is in this part because I move it many times. My
For me, it's this side. I don't know why. It's the opposite side. Maybe we should sit together.
maybe they use this in the casino too many times.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I'll use this side next time. Yeah.
Y yo creo que ya.
That's funny. Hey,
Jackpot. This, I like the way this is really smooth and shiny, and the paint goes on really smooth and
Le
it's
gusta
really
el
easy
pulido
to
de
paint.
esa pieza y dice que es más fácil, que la pintura se aplica más fácil.
Sí, ajá.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Para mí estoy un poquito batallando con este.
Yeah, I'm battling. You're
Yes.
fighting a little bit with that.
Yeah.
Quizá con el tamaño de la brocha, pero uno un poquito más grande, yo creo que sería bien.
Para ti.
¿Qué usa para pintar? ¿Una lámpara o no necesita algo especial para pintar? ¿Lentes o...?
Ella?
Ajá.
Do you use anything special when you paint? Just your glasses?
Just
Or
my
a light,
glasses.
Or a
Just my
light, a
glasses.
special light? Yeah.
I have to paint during.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
Gracias, Betty.
I rather paint by just the natural sunlight. So I'll sit by the window where I have my paint. I have a window there and on the side, so just the natural light is easier for me than these kind of lights.
Yeah, para ella es más fácil pintar cuando hay luz natural.
Para mí
Because-
también.
Sí, for her too.
Yeah,
Ella
it's
se sienta
harder.
al lado de una ventana, tiene dos ventanas, se sienta al lado de una ventana.
Yeah, because to me it seems like the light, it forms like a shadow, you know,
Dice que
on there.
forma una sombra. Con esta luz artificial forma así como una
Sombras yo
sombra.
I can't
también.
see.
Yeah, it happens to her too.
Siempre pinto en este lado cuando va a salir el sol. Tengo una ventana y una luz en el techo y es todo. So,
Es una luz artificial en el techo.
la normal que se pone en un cuarto. En mi
Yeah, so
cuarto.
she uses natural light coming from the window, and then also on the ceiling she has artificial light.
Oh,
The two things.
that's what my daughter can paint by. She'll get the paint under the fluorescent light. I can't. I just
Yeah.
and
Su
it,
hija usa nada más luz artificial.
Ajá. A mí me gusta la ventana.
Yeah, she likes natural light.
see, look how small the lines get as I keep using it. See, and then this one is wider because I just started, but it gets. I don't know.
Y entre más
it
lo
just gets
usa,
like
más
that.
finita se pone la línea.
Yo creo que también cuando yo comienzo cada día a pintar, la pintura está como, no sé, sucia, y conforme yo voy poniendo el pincel voy quitando lo sucio de la pintura y es más fino trabajarlo.
So when she starts painting during the day at the beginning, the paint is like kind of dirty. And then as she uses it over and over, all the dirt particles kind of come out, and then it's better.
Oh, I see.
Porque hay lana de la ropa o hay polvo
Ajá.
y la pintura es muy fácil que se ensucia, en mi
So-
opinión.
So if you wear like something made out of wool or just the dust in the room, it gets in the paint.
Oh, I know that's how mine is too. So I have a cloth that I use and I have a sponge and I'll get all the paint out of my rock or my plate, wherever I have my paint, and then I'll put it in it and I'll strain it and all those things that are in the paint come
Entonces
out.
ella tiene un pedazo de tela. Entonces cuando comienza, pone la pintura en la tela y después lo exprime para que se filtre y saca todo ese barro o todo ese sucio que tiene.
I strain it. That's why my nails get all black.
Yeah.
That black.
That's
This
it.
one stains. It
Yeah.
stains your hands and your fingers.
Yo no puedo hacer este proceso inmediatamente que voy a pintar porque para filtrar la pintura se necesita mucha agua, entonces no va a estar lista inmediatamente hasta que se asienta la pintura.
Yeah. So she doesn't do that. When she has to filter it, it takes too long for what's left to dry.
Oh, mine is the opposite.
Right. Yeah.
I really like this. It's so easy to paint.
Le gusta mucho. el pulido que tiene esa
¿Sí?
pieza.
Wow, yo
Y-
puedo pulir sus piezas de ahora en adelante.
So polish all your pieces. please.
Okay. You could just mail them out to each other.
Ya, pueden intercambiar vía el correo.
Sí. ¿Cuántos años tiene haciendo esto?
How many years have you been doing this, Rebecca?
At first, it was on and off for about maybe 10 years. I would go to it, but I really started, and I started getting into this full time in 1993, after I had my youngest daughter. That's when I started going. I just quit going to work. I worked
Yeah.
at a Head Start program. I was a daycare provider for the young kids, and then I was the head teacher at one of the centers, and then the assistant director, and just here and there, and then I worked with the language program, and then I just decided to go back to pottery full time, and I've been doing it since.
Al principio lo hacía de vez en cuando, pero no fue hasta el año 93, después que tuvo su hija menor, cuando empezó a dedicarse todo el tiempo. Ella antes era maestra y estaba trabajando con niños y haciendo esas cosas, pero después cuando...
¿Maestra de arte también o maestra de qué?
Were you an art teacher too, or?
I never really taught art, but I've always welcomed people to come to my shop where I do my paint. I do slip cast, where you pour the slip into the molds. I sell that. I have a big Morgan shed, and then I had an addition put on the side, and that's where I do all my traditional pottery. That's where I paint.
So
and
the
do
slip
everything. I just
cast is
keep
like
it-
a blank canvas and you let the people paint
Yes, yes. People come and
Yeah.
buy them, or they'll come and ask me to fire their pottery, but I just keep them separate.
it? Ella formalmente nunca había enseñado a la gente cómo pintar, pero cuando ella abrió su tiendita, entonces hacía, pienso yo, lo que dijo es que hacía cosas con la pasta base. Entonces lo dejaba a las personas entrar y pintarlo.
Ajá.
Y después ella lo metía en el horno.
Yo empecé cuando era una niña también, pero
No, this is it's hair, it's baby hair, and then I just use the good old duct tape. I put it on there and roll it up. She has hers. This is hair too, right?
yeah, human hair.
This is hair that she's put in there, and I can't get my brushes that small. But she said this is also hair, but I tried it and it didn't work for me. This is how she paints, and her paint is a lot different than my paint. So I'm using my brush to paint this. I tried it, but it just didn't work for me. So,
Entonces tú
but
empezaste
this
como
one
niña.
here.
Cuando era una niña aprendí
It's
de
a
mi hermana y mi
yucca
papá,
brush. This is
pero
different. This isn't baby.
comenzó,
This is yucca.
yo creo que yo perfeccioné
And
mi
we just,
trabajo cuando
And
tenía
it's better if
18
you
o
use
19 años.
the small.
Ahora tengo
Empezaste
30
con la
años.
hermana de tu
Instead of the
papá.
bigger
Con mi papá y
ones,
con mi
the hard
hermana.
ones, they're hard
Y
to
los
make
dos
a
te
soft
enseñaron.
brush,
Sí,
but
ellos
this
me
is a
enseñaron.
yucca brush.
Muy feas piezas.
Muy qué?
Feas piezas.
So Rebecca, she's saying she started when she was a young
No, I'm just
a
the
young woman,
molding
a
only.
child, and she learned
Overhand,
from
overtino de Mata Ortiz.
from her father. And ¿la hermana de tu papá o tu tía?
Mi hermana y mi tío.
Okay. So it was her uncle and her sister that taught her.
Ajá, my father.
And then she said her first pieces were a disaster.
Ajá.
Well, my grandmother raised me, so I learned from my grandmother.
Oh,
This is my father, Rebecca. This is the work of my father.
Oh.
And this is my uncle, Leonel. This is the work. This is different process because it's a carved. I'm using dental pickle for
yes.
carving the design.
Yes, that's how some people at Acoma,
Uh-huh.
they'll buy the ceramic pots, and they paint the whole pot one color, and then they will use I guess a needle or something they put on the pen, and that's
Yes,
how they do
send
the
the-
etch. Yes, like that. That's how
And
they do the
This
etching.
is my sister Maribel.
Oh, that's your sister? Oh.
Well, no make more pot. I live in New Mexico now. Oh, no make more pots. But it's a beautiful pot, my
Yes.
sister.
And
This
they
is
use
my
the
teacher.
different colors too.
Yeah, many multicolors.
Yeah.
El diseño y las formas de las piezas que hace, eso ha cambiado para mí drásticamente en los últimos 20 años de Mata Ortiz.
Sorry, Rebecca. Ha cambiado. Las nuevas generaciones están haciendo nuevas piezas, nuevas formas, nuevos diseños. En mi opinión ha cambiado para bien.
¿Para bien o para
Sí,
mal?
no, para bien. Ellos
Sí.
hacen nuevos diseños muy bonitos, más
Yeah.
finos cada vez.
So I was just talking about how the designs have changed over the years in Mata Ortiz, and the young people coming up are doing incredible different
Yes.
things.
That's-
She likes that.
Yes, I like that too.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a lot of really fine potters. The designs, they're still doing the slip cast, and the work is really beautiful. And I try to encourage them to go do the traditional thing, but a lot of them, the problem is they don't have the like the rocks to mix the paint on there.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of them are interested. There was a woman who came into my shop. I gave her a rock, and I told her if someone could help her put the little indentation in there to mix her paint, that she could have that rock. And she was grateful, and because she wants to do the traditional way of painting and using just the natural
Para ella es
paints.
casi lo opuesto, porque hay los artistas que son de la nueva generación y ellos no tienen la habilidad de ir para atrás y hacerlo como lo hacían antes, como ella.
No tienen esta experiencia.
No, entonces estaba hablando de que ella tiene una piedra que usa para moler la
¿La pintura?
Sí, entonces esa persona, ella estaba dispuesta a darle la piedra y esa persona no, no sabía cómo usarlo. you know.
¿Cómo moler
Exacto.
al antiguo? Sí.
Ya.
Yo opino en Mata Ortiz, para los nuevos artistas es muy bueno porque ellos ya tienen el conocimiento adquirido, ya saben cómo hacer el barro, ya no necesitan experimentar porque ya está,
Okay.
ya la primera generación experimentó,
So
quebró.
ya tienen eso como experiencia.
Ajá.
Yeah. So in her case, in Mata Ortiz, the younger artists coming up, they were almost forced to learn the old techniques before they were doing their new work.
Oh.
So they have the ability to go like back and forth. Yeah.
The thing that I'm trying to get back into is doing the natural firing outdoors,
Oh.
you know, with the combiner. Because like I said, most of Acoma pottery, I know some say that they're the only ones that still fire outdoors, but I would say that most of Acoma pottery is kiln fired.
Yeah.
And you do get less breakage, but like I said, if there's a foreign object in there, or if there's an air pocket in there, it will break or crack.
With the kiln.
With the kiln, yes, you have less breakage in the.
And then the natural way
Yes, but
doesn't.
the natural clay is like popping popcorn. Sometimes if you don't pack your clay, it will
Entonces
pop.
para ella quiere aprender y experimentar más con los hornos al natural afuera y no usar los hornos eléctricos. Porque dice que los hornos eléctricos son muy delicados en el sentido de que si tienen un pedacito nada más de una piedrita o algo,
Explotan.
todo explota. Mientras tanto que si lo hacen de la manera natural, eso es como, ¿cómo se dice? Popcorn.
Como palomita.
Palomita. Y se explota y no pasa nada.
El fuego, como ella mencionó antes, es diferente, totalmente diferente el fuego natural de afuera que el de un horno eléctrico.
Que el de Mata Ortiz.
En todo, yo creo que el fuego que se usa
En general.
de manera natural
Ah.
no es tan fuerte como lo es directamente en el horno eléctrico.
Yeah, she agrees that it's very different using an outdoor natural oven. It seems like it's not as strong all at once. It's more forgiving.
Oh, I meant to ask you, can you put water in these?
No, it's for decoration only. Or
Oh, I
yeah.
see.
No.
So the clay can't hold the water.
La arcilla no puede tener agua.
Con el tiempo va a filtrarse. Es barro, aunque está quemado, va a filtrar.
Yeah, it's just going to filter through the clay after a while.
Personas usan a flores secas o para decorar, pero es una pieza
Yeah, they
solo
use
para...
dry flowers. It's basically for decoration.
Yeah. Because a lot of people ask me, well, can you put water in there?
Yeah,
Yes, we
every time.
can, but eventually the water will seep through the
Yeah, lo mismo para ella, porque la
pottery.
gente le pregunta lo mismo.
Siempre
si-
me
It
preguntan.
keeps
Yeah,
getting
pero al fin
caught
y
on
al
our
cabo
foot. That's why.
penetra el agua.
That might work better. But it's if you polish it on the inside, when it's still wet, you can use a polishing stone like this, pottery, and you polish it, burnish it with the stone on the inside. It comes out like really smooth like that. Because a lot of the old bean pots, that's how they're made, and they cooked in them. You could cook in them, cook beans and other things in them. But of course, a lot of people
Entonces, si
don't do
puedes
that
pulir
anymore.
la parte de adentro con una piedra, después sí le puedes poner agua, porque las ollas antiguas se pulían por dentro y lo usaban para cocinar.
Thank you.
Originalmente eran utensilios para cocina.
Yeah. Yeah. So originally all the pots were made for cooking.
Yeah. Yeah.
¿Cuántos artistas hay en Acoma, Pueblo?
How many artists are there in Acoma?
There are a lot of artists. There are a lot of people who are still doing the pots. But like I said, a lot of them are doing we call them ceramics, the slip cast pots. But I know that a lot of them that started out that way have gone back to trying to do work with the traditional clay and do the paints, because a lot of them have come to me and asked me, how do you mix the paint, especially the black?
Dice que hay muchos artistas allá en Acoma y muchos de ellos cambiaron a hacer ollas de cerámica, pero ahora se están convirtiendo otra vez, quieren saber cómo hacerlo de la manera tradicional. You don't know what the number is?
I don't have the number, but
Yeah.
like I said, a lot of them have are really nice. They do nice painting, and so I've tried to, when I see them, I said, "Well, have you ever tried the traditional?" And but like I
Ella no
said,
sabe
that's
el
what it
número
is.
exacto,
De artistas.
pero hay muchos que están queriendo saber cómo hacerlo de la manera tradicional.
It's a very good, Rebecca, because it's important to continue with the tradition.
Yeah, and I think that's the main thing that that's difficult, because even growing up, like explained to her earlier, I didn't want to do the pottery. It's just too much work.
Yeah.
And you don't have, like I said, a lot of them don't have the materials that they need, the rock to grind the clay on there.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of them are using the grinders, the kind you grind corn.
Yeah.
They'll use those kind of things to grind the clay.
Cuando ella era joven tampoco quería hacer ollas porque era demasiado trabajo.
And then the place where you have to go get the clay, that's time consuming and it's hard work.
Y ahí donde tienes
to
que ir
get it.
para buscar la arcilla.
Y hay que estar adentro de la casa, no se puede estar.
Yeah, and then you have to also do work at home. And
Yes, and I think that's where a lot of the problem is. A lot of them want to do it, but then they also don't know where to get the clay, who to go to tell them where to get the paints and stuff. A lot of them will just give a general area, but to
hay muchos
actually
que
take them
quieren
there.
hacerlo, pero no saben cómo. No saben dónde buscar la arcilla, no saben cómo hacer la pintura. La gente no le dice con claridad dónde exactamente.
No, pues es secreto.
Es un secreto, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Yo que soy pescador al principio, yo dije, ¿y dónde pescaste eso? Y me dijeron, en el mar.
¿Oh, sí? ¿Cómo
Yeah.
hace el barro? Sí,
Yeah,
solo
yeah.
cuela, ¿no?
Yeah, so she says that's it. It's a secret where you get the clay.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell anybody exactly where. You're just going to say it's out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's over there.
In Mata Ortiz, they haven't maybe, I don't know, no many artists collecting the clay and making o ellos hacen sus propias cerámicas.
Yeah.
Algunos artistas hacen las piezas para otros artistas, no todos tienen la misma habilidad con el
Yeah.
barro.
So in Mata Ortiz, I mean, there are people that just, make the clay for other people, and because they don't have the skill to make the whole thing, finish the whole process.
It's a lot of work, and that's what people don't understand, the amount of time. Like they'll ask you, well, how long does it take? I said, I don't know.
No.
I really don't know how long it
Yeah.
takes, because from start to finish, you just don't know, and you don't have a place
Timer.
for you, a timer to say, okay, I'm going to start at this time and then end here, and then I did that one time, just the hours to paint on it.
Yeah,
It's
depending
quite-
on many factors.
Yes.
Many.
Yes. And sometimes that's why I tell people when I get in order, they say, well, how long will it take, And I tell them anywhere from 2 to 3 months, depending on the size, the size of the
Yeah, la
pottery. And if
gente
I don't
siempre
have
le
any
pregunta,
clay.
¿cuánto tiempo me va a tomar? ¿Cuánto tiempo te va a tomar hacer?
Ajá, igual
Y yo
para
le
mí,
digo,
para un pedido.
No
Yeah.
sé, o sea,
Porque my process is for painting is depending on the size, 2
Yes.
weeks, 3 weeks, but
Right.
this no include the collecting the clay,
Yes.
the processing the clay, the making the form.
Yes.
This is no include,
Yeah.
only for painting.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard because and if you run out of clay and you still have to go get it, you can't just bring it back and start making with it. Like, you have to let it completely dry. Our clay, I let it dry completely and then I'll soak it. And all this foreign matter comes out and you dump the water out, and it takes about 3 or 4 rinses, and then you put it out to dry. When it dries, then I soak it again. And the second time, then you'll still have some different kinds of debris in there, and we'll get that out. And then the third time when you soak it, then it's a lot easier to grind. You don't have these big clumps. It just all breaks down and it's easier
por si
to
acaso,
grind.
por ejemplo, si estoy haciendo una pieza y me falta más arcilla, tengo que ir a buscarlo, después tengo que traerlo, tengo que lavarlo como 3 veces, para empezar a usarlo otra vez. Entonces la gente me pregunta, ¿y cuánto tiempo?
No, nunca se sabe.
No, yeah. You just never know how
Never
long
know,
it's going to take you.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know.
Let me
Es
use
a
your
piece of
stuff.
art, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Es a piece of art.
Yeah. And they asked me, the other question that people ask is, how do you know what kind of design you're going to put on there? Or do you just think up your design? Or,
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's just, you just look at the shape of the pot and say, I wonder what can fit on here, or how
Yeah.
this design will work on there.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just start and keep going.
Yeah.
And my grandmother used to tell me the pot is just like a human person. We're all different, and all the pots are going to be different. You're
Entonces
never
otra
going to make the
pregunta
same
que la gente
to
me
the
hace
same.
siempre es que, ¿cómo sabes cuál diseño le vas a pintar? Entonces yo le digo, no sé, yo veo la olla que estoy haciendo. Mi abuela me dijo que cada pieza es como una persona y cada persona es diferente.
Sí.
Entonces
¿es
yo
verdad?
nunca sé lo que va a salir.
Cuando me siento y la pieza está pulida como esto, yo empiezo, ¿qué voy a pintar? ¿Qué voy a pintar?
Yeah. So she says also when, she has just a polished piece like that, and then she holds it and she thinks, what design am I going to do?
Yes.
And then it finally comes to her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do. I'll look at it. I wonder how I should paint this.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it just
Yeah.
comes to you.
Yeah.
So I'll do this,
Yeah, yeah,
and it comes out.
yeah. Ella lo pasa lo mismo. Y de repente sale el diseño.
Bring me the receipt and the credit card back. And 30 is not that far off.
So, yo miré que ella ha participado en muchos concursos y ha obtenido muchos premios. Es muy famosa. It's a very famous artist.
She knows that you've competed in a lot of competitions and you're very famous.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
It's hard. It's when I got my first ribbon at the Indian market, I was really happy because, like I said, as a young child, I used to look at the artwork of the famous potters that have gone before me, and it's a good feeling, and to sense that accomplishment for yourself, to accomplish your dream. And that's what I try to tell even my children. I say, you just have to try, and you never know. And you just have to believe and trust yourself that you can do it. And I just tell them, you don't ever give up. If you have a passion for something, you just keep trying, and eventually,
Ella estaba muy orgullosa cuando ganó su primer premio y empezó a ver las cintas, ¿no?, que le dan.
Sí.
¿Cómo se dice?
Sí,
Eso.
ese.
El primer premio.
La banda que
la
agregan.
banda, eso. Entonces ella se sintió muy orgullosa y muy satisfecha porque eso era el sueño de ella. Y ella dice que lo que trata de enseñar a sus hijas y los demás es que nada más hay que tratar, seguir haciéndolo, tratar y tratar. Y uno nunca sabe lo que va a pasar. Pero de repente, si sigues en eso.
Sí, quién sabe.
Yeah.
So, Rebecca, thank you for continuing with the tradition.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's hard, but to me, I always have that satisfaction of seeing what I did, because I know that I put a lot of work into it. And sometimes it gets hard. Sometimes, like, I don't know if you ever felt that way, but sometimes you design it and you look at it and you say, no, that design does not fit that pot, or it doesn't look right. And I'll scrape all the design off and I'll start over again.
Ella se siente muy orgullosa de sus piezas y le da mucha satisfacción, pero algunas veces ve un diseño que ha hecho y dice, esto no funciona, y empieza a borrar todo.
Yo he borrado también.
She's erased a lot of
Yes,
stuff.
I've done that.
Principalmente cuando va quedando, en ocasiones queda chueco y no me gusta.
Yeah, especially in times, when it's not straight. It's it's wonky. Then she'll erase it.
Yeah.
Scrape it off.
Yeah, it's hard. And then sometimes you start and then it doesn't come out even. It's all crooked, lopsided.
Por ejemplo, no me siento muy orgullosa.
Yeah, she's not too proud of that one.
How long does it take for it to harden to?
¿Cuánto tiempo durará para endurecerse?
Para estar completamente seco, yo creo que todo un día.
A whole day.
A whole day?
Depende de la humedad en el ambiente o en el calor.
Humidity too.
Yeah, that's the way it is. And when it's going to, it's going to rain, because when you're painting, your paint will run.
Will run? Yeah, okay.
It will run,
Yeah,
especially the yellow.
Cuando va a empezar a llover, ella sabe de antemano porque la pintura se corre.
Oh, yo no sabía.
Yeah,
Pero
she hasn't had that happen.
Yeah, ours will run, especially the yellow.
Especialmente el color amarillo.
Cuando ellos comienza el verano o el calor, ellos no se abre el barro, porque en Mata Ortiz es muy común cuando cambia la temporada por ejemplo, de la primavera al verano, que hace mucho calor, el barro se abre con más facilidad porque se seca en la parte de arriba.
So do you have the problem in Acoma that when summer is coming and the drier period is coming, that the clay begins sometimes to crack?
It doesn't really crack. That's about the best time to make. It's when it's humid, then it takes time for the clay to dry. It takes a long time. But during the summertime, it's like for me, it's easier because it dries. It doesn't dry too fast, but the only part you worry about is the top. We just keep wetting the top because it will crack.
Ella dice que durante el verano le gusta un poco más porque las cosas se secan, pero tiene que estar pendiente la parte de encima,
De arriba.
de arriba, tiene que siempre estar mojado.
Sí, o una tela también en Mata Ortiz para que no se abra la parte más delgada que se seca primero.
So what they do in Mata Ortiz, they put a cloth over it so it doesn't crack the top, the opening.
I see.
You are trying mine?
I want to see how. No, I want to see. No,
No,
I don't want
see?
to try. I can't do it.
Ándale.
Go ahead, try.
I don't want to mess it up for you. You're doing a good job.
¿Eh? Oh. This piece is broken.
It's broken? Did it crack?
This almost. Estaba pintándola y de repente tronó.
She was
So when she
painting it.
fires it, it'll break?
No voy a continuar con ella porque me di cuenta apenas la semana pasada.
Yeah, it was after firing, she was just starting to paint it, and then so she's not going to finish that one. That's just for demonstration.
Sí, no está quemada, solo se quema una vez.
So that was on the first firing. It's only been fired
So
once.
this was fired
No,
already?
there's no fire.
That was not fired.
En Mata Ortiz are using only one fire.
Oh. I see. How about that one? That hasn't been fired or has it been fired?
Ese se puso en el horno una vez.
No, nada,
Nada.
solo una vez después de pintar.
Oh.
Pienso que yo la quebré con el calor de la mano.
She thinks it cracked because of the heat of her hands.
Ajá. Por eso uso el guante.
That's why she uses a glove.
Oh.
En Mata Ortiz, so after the painting, all the part,
The firing
the
is
fire
the
is
last step.
process.
Oh, that's the same way with ours. I did try one time to see if, how it would work. The paint doesn't stay on, like on a pot that's already fired. You try to paint over it because I thought maybe if I fire it first and it doesn't crack, I could put a complicated design on it, but it doesn't.
Ella dice cuando se quema la pieza, después no se puede pintar.
¿En estas?
Cuando ella pone una pieza en el horno y lo saca, ya cuando lo saca no lo puede pintar.
No, tampoco en este, no se puede.
Same with her. Yeah.
So, do you use it 2 times fire?
No.
No, only one?
No, only one.
Yeah.
Yeah. When finish all the painting on it, then you fire it. Yes. And sometimes if it's for outdoor firing, if the manure isn't completely dry, like if it's still wet on the inside, when you fire, then you have all of this, the smoke. It kind of gets like gray or blue on the pots if they're fired outdoors. That's how they get.
Si se quema, se cocina afuera en un horno afuera. Si no está completamente seca por dentro, entonces se forma como un humo azul. Que,
Sí, nosotros decimos está ahumado.
yeah, they say it's been smoked. Same thing happens.
Yeah. And there's other people that have tried, I guess, firing in like a pit. I haven't tried that. And then other people have said that they would consider firing with wood. I've never tried that.
Entonces hay gente que usan, en vez de un horno afuera, es como excavan
un hoyo.
y también la otra manera, what was the other one? The pit and what else?
Just fire with wood.
Usar leña.
Nosotros usamos la cobertura del álamo, la cáscara de un álamo. I'm
The
using
álamo.
a cottonwood cover for the fire.
The bark of an alamo tree.
Oh.
This is the use for the fire.
I was going to try, I don't know, because I was thinking about, I bake bread, and to me, when I use cedar, it seems like, the charcoal keeps longer, and I can scatter the charcoal in the oven and let it heat. So I was going to try, I don't know, experiment to see if it would work with firing pottery. I have no idea.
Es un tipo de leña que hay aquí, pero tengo que buscar.
No es como este que se llama de manzanita.
What's cedar in Spanish?
Ahí dice manzanita.
Cedrela.
A ver, ¿puedo verla? ¿Puedo poner imagen?
Oh, okay. An image of a cedar tree.
Es como de un tipo de cipres o de pino.
Eso, de cipra.
Es cipra.
Es similar.
Ajá, sí.
Ya, entonces ella lo que dice es que ella ha notado cuando está cocinando pan, si usa madera de cedrela, eso se dura más y se distribuye más.
El calor.
Ya, entonces no lo ha hecho todavía, pero iba a probar si eso funciona para arcilla.
Cuando ella quema sus piezas, ¿cuánto tiempo necesita durar en el fuego?
How long do you bake your pieces in the oven?
If it's outdoors, if I fire outdoors using cow manure, because that's how I used to fire them. My grandmother used to fire that way all the time, and it's faster. It will maybe take about an hour for it to completely burn out, and then she used to leave it, and because it would just be red hot, glowing, and she would leave it maybe about another hour, and then she used to tell me that it's a good fire if the manure when the flame cool down, that if it's like really white, you knew that you had a good fire. That's what she
What
used to
was
tell
white, the pot or the manure?
The manure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then with
With
the
ash.
electric kiln, how long does it take?
It takes, I would say, maybe 6 hours.
Yeah.
Then it'll kick off.
Entonces, si ella va a quemar la pieza afuera usando lo que echan.
¿La leña?
No, la leña no, lo que echan las vacas.
Oh, sí, la buñiga.
Ya. Dura como 1 hora, pero después hay que dejarlo que se enfríe.
Sí,
otra hora también.
Igual que Mata Ortiz.
Y si usa el horno eléctrico, son 6 horas.
¿Es un fuego lento o porque es más lento el fuego?
Why does the electric take longer? Is it lower temperature or what?
Well, I noticed that with an 04 cone on the electric kilns, it's like it reaches about 1900 degrees, and then it'll shut off. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
And
ella dice que usando el horno eléctrico, cuando llega a
Él también llegó.
Sí, 1900 grados, se apaga.
Ah, ok.
Yeah. Entonces,
Eso significa que ya está quemado, está limpio el barro.
yeah. So the outdoor oven gets hotter then.
I don't know. I don't know how to
Gauge that.
because I've been asked that how high the temperature is for an outdoor fire. I have no idea.
Yeah. Ella no sabe a qué temperatura llega el horno de afuera.
No, ni yo, no sé
Yeah,
exactamente.
she doesn't know either.
Yeah.
Solamente sabemos que cuando termina de consumirse la leña hay que esperar a que enfríe y saber qué pasó.
Yeah. So when they do it outside, they just wait until all the wood's burned up, and then they just wait till it cools down.
Yeah, I know,
And then they
because the
see,
biggest-
you know, what came out.
Yeah, and my grandmother used to let it cool completely, like maybe after it the fire dies down, she would leave it maybe about 4 or 5 hours before she took, started
La
taking
abuela
them
de
off.
ella lo dejaba 5 o 6 horas después que se había quemado.
Because
Para que se enfriara bien.
Exacto.
Sí, porque el viento puede quebrarlo, ¿no? El viento el cambio de temperatura puede abrirlo.
She's saying that the wind, the change in temperature, if you take it out, can break it.
yes, that's exactly what I was going to say, because if you uncover it, and if there's like a change in temperature, the wind or whatever, they will crack.
So
and you
there's-
can hear it right away when you start taking them off. If you
Yeah.
rush fire the
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
yeah. But if the firing is too hot, like if you use the sheep manure, the orange color on the pottery will it'll like change or have like burn. The orange will burn. It'll get a darker color.
So
it's not an
usas-
even color.
¿Cómo dice que es el pupú de abeja?
Ah, ¿de vaca? Buñiga, decimos buñiga.
Si usa muñiga de oveja,
En Mata
se puede quemar demasiado
Ah,
y se
ok.
pone de un color anaranjado.
Sí, también cambia. Para nosotros la pintura se hace clara, se funde.
Usando que,
Cuando se usa de más fuego.
yeah, the color gets destroyed if the oven is too hot.
Yeah.
Se mira
That's
como
the way
café.
Yeah, it looks like coffee.
Oh, really?
Like brown. Ajá.
Oh, I thought I saw a pot here that I saw. I know that it's an old pot.
Y
I
dice
see
que está
it.
buscando
Maybe it
una
was
olla aquí. Creo
You
que es
can
una
see it
olla
on the
vieja.
real old pots where they have been fired outdoors. It will have different.
Ellos usan la buñiga de borrego.
De borrego. Do you use,
¿O cuál buñiga?
which manure do you use usually? Sheep or
Mostly cow manure.
Ella se en Mata
vaca?
Ortiz. Pero en Mata Ortiz se usa más para quemar las ollas negros que no necesitan tanto fuego.
Oh, they say in Mata Ortiz they use the cow manure more often for the black pots. Que no necesita tanta temperatura.
Necesita dejarlo como negro. Tiene que reducir el fuego. Ellos lo ponen en el fuego y lo quitan.
Okay, so they put the pots in the oven and they heat it up and then they take away the heat and then they turn black.
Y para el barro blanco ellos usan la corteza del álamo porque es más fuerte el fuego.
So for their white pottery, they use the wood of alamo. I don't know what alamo is in English.
¿Es a cottonwood?
Let's see.
Cottonwood tree.
¿Cómo se dice álamo en inglés? Poplar tree.
Oh, yo pensé que es a cottonwood.
A what?
Poplar tree.
Oh.
Porque dura más el fuego en
Yeah,
el
the fire lasts longer.
for more long time.
Oh, I see.
Ella va a participar en marzo allá ella va a estar en el Museo de Hearth,
¿De dónde?
en el Museo Hearth en Phoenix.
Oh, are you going to be at the Hearst Museum in March?
Yes.
Can you stop at my house, please?
You're welcome to stay with us.
Ajá.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That would be fun. Then we can really go to the casino.
Oh, ¿en dónde?
Hay casinos en México. En Phoenix, okay.
Pero en México también hay casinos, pero no son igual de
No son
aquí.
tanto, yeah. ¿Y cómo anda la Claudia?
Pues no sé, está comenzando, yo creo.
Yeah, vamos a ver.
Todos comienzan muy bien.
Sí, ¿verdad? ¿por qué eso?
Ahora mismo me siento muy orgullosa de estar aquí al lado de Rebeca.
She feels so proud sitting here next to you.
Me too.
Thank you.
I feel the same way.
Thank you.
I'm so glad we did this. I was kind of hesitant, but I was really looking forward to doing this. I'm sure glad that you brought the clay and everything. I'm just feeling bad that I'll send you some of the clay already mixed, and you can see, work with it. You can see how it feels and the, you know.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah, then you can see.
Please.
Can you give each other a hug again? Can I take a picture of that? It's very good. Thank you.
You're very welcome. ¿Ella es su hija? ¿O su nieta? You making pots o no? No. Maybe in the future?
I told her they need to.
Yeah.
You don't know till you try.
Que no sabes hasta que pruebas.
No, sí. No vas a saber si no tratan.
Yeah, you won't know unless you try. Sí. Yeah, yeah. Es así en todas las cosas.
Uno nunca sabe las habilidades que puede llegar.
No. Uno piensa que uno nace con eso, pero hay algunos que sí nacen con una habilidad especial, pero hay otra gente que eso es a través de todos los años. Al pasar los años y los años, uno va acumulando.
Yo creo que yo no tenía talento, yo creo que con el tiempo perfeccioné, porque tenemos ollas de principio eran muy feas, muy feas.
So,
My first pieces is horrible, Rebecca.
she didn't think she had skill at the beginning, and she just kept trying and trying and trying. And she has pieces from
Yes.
her beginning, she says, they're terrible.
That's what I told my daughter. Her name is Amanda, and she was so frustrated. She would make the pot, and they come out lopsided
Yeah.
too. And she said, "How do you make them perfect?" I said, "They're not perfect. Handmade pots are not perfect." And she would, throw the clay back in, and I just kept encouraging her and telling her, "You have to try. You're not going to get to that stage
Yeah.
overnight.
Yeah.
It takes time." I said, as old as I am, of course, I'm not going to tell you how old I really am. I still have learned new ways of mixing my paint.
Sure.
And finding new clays and new paints, experimenting. So you never stop learning. You
Yeah.
never stop experimenting. You just have to keep trying. Because some of the paints that we collected, the clays, they don't leave a color. They just burn right off. And you don't know until after the firing process.
Yeah.
So some you like and some look ugly. They
Hey.
just it's not even. It's not an even color. Yeah.
Ella dijo que le dijo a su hija al principio, porque su hija se frustraba mucho, salían las ollas todo churulecas y
Como
entonces decía que no, que tiene que seguir tratando y tratando, que eso toma tiempo, y dice que a la edad de ella, y ella no va a decir cuántos años tiene, pero a la edad de ella está aprendiendo ella todavía.
Sí, yo creo que el conocimiento se aprende en la práctica, mejor, se mejora.
Yeah, practice makes perfect.
Yep.
La práctica le gana al talento. Yo creo, no sé.
Yeah, the practice wins out over talent.
we were talking about the pottery, if you can put water in them, we do have larger jars, maybe the size of that vase, but this shape, you can put water in it, but you have to put like, the water will eventually seep through, but it's not fast, but it will hold water. You put it in there and it keeps the water really cool in the summer months.
Hay ollas así como de ese tamaño que si le ponen agua, eventualmente el agua se penetra.
Sí, se filtra con el tiempo. Al principio no, pero
sí.
En un par de días se va a
Pero
filtrar.
dice que durante el verano el agua se mantiene así frío.
Fresco.
Fresco, yeah.
Como un cántaro, es fresco.
¿Un qué?
Cántaro se usa en México para agua.
Yeah, same thing in Mexico.
Oh, really?
You know, like a canteen.
Yeah. And they do make, they make the canteens for the men. I don't know if they have any here, but they're canteens, and that's what the men would take. I know my grandfather had
Out
one.
of clay?
Yes, with clay, and they would take it to the field, and he would hang it in the tree, or he would bury it in the ground, the dirt, to keep the
Interesante eso,
food.
sí. Antes le daban, ¿cómo lo llamabas tú? Una cantera.
Una cantinflora se llama para agua. Ajá.
Sí, lo llevaban donde iban a trabajar en el campo. Entonces el abuelo de ella, o lo colgaba de un árbol o hacía un hueco.
Para mantenerlo fresco.
Sí, ya, lo enterraba.
Cuando mi papá venía a la labor para sembrar, no teníamos hielo ni
Nada.
una hielera, nada.
Yeah.
Él ponía las sodas o el agua abajo de la tierra húmeda en la acequia.
Yeah. Oh, so her dad used to bury it near the acequias, in the ground next to the acequias, because it was, like cold already.
Right.
You know, so he would bury it there.
Yes, that's what they used to do.
¿Qué hace cuando se seca aquí? ¿Lo vuelve a poner agua?
So when that dries, what do? Do you put more water?
Yes, you can put more water.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brushes were getting dry, so.
No. Quiero enseñarle la pieza a Rebeca. ¿Me ayudas con esa pieza, amor? La fina. Quita la tapadera. Ok. ¿Te gusta pintar? ¿Me dices cuando Derek viene?
So when did you start making pottery or painting? When did you start?
¿Cuándo empezaste a pintar?
No sé, cuando tenía 10 o 12 años.
10 or 12.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't 39 now. Well, in November I haven't 40.
So,
Yes. What are your brushes made out of?
Mine is a human hair.
Okay, and how about that?
same.
How many here?
But mine has more. She only has about one or
Yeah,
two on there.
uh-huh.
And we just found out that I can't, my paint won't go on as smooth. You can see how, I put a plate. And it doesn't go on as smooth as it does on her pottery. See how it comes out with her paint?
Oh, yeah, and then
Yeah.
how nice, you got a nice clean line there.
Yeah.
My brush is a 2 human hair. And this black is a manganese oxide mixed in white clay. It's a mineral pigment.
And then you don't have to fire it after that.
The last process is a fire. Yeah, it's only one fire in the Mata Ortiz ceramics. Depending.
Yeah, depending if you fire outdoors, but we don't know how hot that is. But
Es de
an
millón
electric
question.
kiln, it's like about a 1900,
1200.
degree. Yes, like maybe an 04 or, what I use is an 04 because I do use an electric kiln.
So it's all furnished before you do the oven?
Yes,
The last time I was here, I bought a pot from her.
Thank you.
Yo salí con una que usaba pelos humanos y mira lo que me quedó.
Pues yo no uso el mío, usamos preferentemente de niño o niña.
¿Ah, sí?
Sí, cuando están chiquitos porque es más flexible el pelo.
Ah.
No está maltratado.
Yeah, yeah, es verdad. So she's just saying that her human hair that she uses is usually from kids because it's more flexible and it hasn't been bleached and, you know.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is. In fact, that one time when we did a demo here, Derek, we used Derek's hair, it did not work.
No work. Yo creo las líneas eran como eso.
Perdón.
Era como eso la línea, como
Yeah.
¿Cuántas horas puede pintar continuamente?
So how many hours can you paint continuously?
I would say maybe about 2 hours, and then I have to put it down and go do something else. Otherwise, my eyes.
Yeah, como 2
Yeah.
horas. Después tiene que hacer otra cosa porque sus ojos se ponen así,
So,
todo borroso.
So a total in one day, I probably could paint maybe 5 hours.
Maybe 8 maybe. And then stop a little bit for cleaning
Yeah.
or cooking. And I'm back.
Yes.
And I continue watching my...
So you can paint, what, 8 hours?
Más o menos,
Sí.
depende, pero tengo
Yeah.
que levantarme a limpiar o estoy
Claro,
cocinando
pues, yeah,
o haciendo
yeah. Same
cosas.
thing, she has to get up and do something else.
Yes. Yes, I do have to get up and do something else. I like your pen here.
Yeah, that's right.
Hello, Stephen. How are you? I'm going to tell you something funny. I think you'll appreciate it. So they just finished doing a big DNA study about the Japanese. Where did they come from? Guess where they came from? Korea.
Real good.
It's not too much to scratch. It's
The
a little bit.
Japanese are not going to be happy to learn that.
The imperial family about 20 years ago acknowledged that.
Oh, really?
7th century, 6th century, the princess.
Because they didn't treat them too well.
The
I
only
thought
thing
when I read that,
about
I said,
these
I could test you.
brushes,
Yeah.
if you don't clean them and if you don't shape them,
Okay, maybe.
they dry. I don't know if that happens to yours, but to mine, I have to.
More strong or what?
Yes, I have to reshape it before
Quizás
I let it
porque-
to dry.
Quizás el pelo es más grueso. Esta es la diferencia.
Is that
Este-
thicker here?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So look,
Sí,
I can't even see that.
ella ni puede ver ese.
¿Eh?
Que ella dice que no lo puede
¿No puede ver?
No.
Quizás más corto agarra más pintura.
So maybe if it's shorter, it grabs more paint. Más corto de
De tamaño.
tamaño, ¿sí?
Pero quizás que el pelo este es muy delgadito, hay cabello que es más grueso y otro es más delgado.
Yeah.
Y
so it just
puede agarrar más pintura también.
It just depends, you know, how thin the hair is.
Yeah.
And that depends on how much paint it can
Maybe this is
hold.
a little more chub. Okay.
No.
No,
I
no,
can't.
no.
No.
Are you sure, Rebecca?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. I tried it. Look at what a mess I made. So when you're on your paint, can you let it dry or do you always keep them in a container like that?
¿Esa pintura la puede dejar secar o siempre tiene que estar mezclada con agua?
Siempre tiene que estar mezclada con agua.
Yeah, it always has to be mixed with water.
Oh.
Si no puedo dejarla secar para que no... Yo no puedo, no sé por qué no puedo trabajar el pincel cuando junta estas líneas como bolitas.
Yeah, she just can't let it dry out too much because then these little balls form.
Yes. Yes, I see. I can let mine dry overnight because sometimes, like I mentioned, it's since it's the natural paint from the rocks. The color doesn't always match. So you have to mix enough of the black paint so that if you have to go back and do a touch-up or you run out of paint and then you have to make more paint, your paint isn't always going to match.
Ella dice que siempre tiene que ser suficiente pintura, especialmente el color negro, porque si lo deja y no tiene suficiente y después mezcla, digamos, otra porción de pintura, no va a empatar el color.
Es igual con este, se puede notar la diferencia.
Yeah, she says it's the same with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they can notice the
Pero
difference.
para mí, por ejemplo, puedo pintar, yo creo que casi todo el día con esta pintura.
Yeah, she thinks she could, with that amount that's right there, she could paint all day with that.
Oh, that amount right there or this
No,
amount?
the
Like
little
this?
one.
Oh.
Esta va a durar para mucho tiempo.
Yeah, no, that one will last a long time.
Oh, yeah. With mine, I have an empty container. I mix a lot of paint, and like I said, I strain it, and then once it's strained, I let it dry. And then on the rock where I mix my paint, I let it dry. Then when it's easier to collect, and then I put it into this container, and then I just crush it up so it's kind of like powdery. And then, like if I run out of paint or my paint, I sometimes put too much water. And I need some more paint to start painting, then I'll add that dry paint to it, and it's just in the right consistency.
Entonces lo que hace ella es, cuando está haciendo la pintura, lo mezcla, después lo filtra, después se seca, después lo pone en otro contenedor, y después lo saca cuando lo quiere usar y lo mezcla con agua.
Cada día lo tiene, por ejemplo, si ella pinta diario, cada día lo tiene que filtrar.
So every day, do you have to filter what you
clean it?
use, or once you crush it up and you put it in a container, then it's fine?
Then it's fine, yes.
Sí, no, una vez que está filtrado y lo deja secar y lo muele y lo pone en un contenedor, después se puede usar.
Ok.
Yeah.
Un polvito finito,
Sí.
nada más con el agua se va a volver a hacer fino, ¿verdad?
Exacto.
Pero de la misma machacar, no puede machacar de otros.
No se nota el color. Cambia igual también que si cambia de brocha para mí. Si
Cambia de color cuando
si
cambias de brocha.
Por ejemplo, si se cae un pelo y tengo que usar uno nuevo, se va a notar la diferencia en el diseño, es más grueso.
So yeah, with her, she has to be very careful and use the same brush all the time, because if something happens, one of the hairs comes out of the brush, and then she, fixes it and whatnot, the lines won't be the same.
Yes, that's the same way with ours. And our Ayaka brush, you can, it will last up to maybe 3 days. You can use it and then you have to make a new brush again.
Yeah, con la brocha de yuca, tal vez va a durar 3 días y después tienes que hacer uno de nuevo.
¿Pero alcanza a terminar una pieza o no?
Does it last to make a piece?
Yes.
Ah, ok. Derek, ¿puedo tocar mi pieza esta? The more fine? Ajá. Can you remove the top?
I'll get the top.
Thank you. This is more my fine design, Rebecca.
Oh my gosh, how long did it take you to finish that one?
4 or 5 weeks. This is more my fine.
That is really, really nice.
Thank you.
That's a lot of work. Yeah.
Gracias.
So once you fire it, I can't believe how shiny it remains even after, after they're fired. With mine, it doesn't stay shiny. See, after
Ella
it's
está
fired,
asombrada después que lo quemas, de lo pulido que se mantiene.
Sí, no
Brilloso.
se quita lo brilloso.
Yeah, no, it doesn't go away.
Después que termino de pintar la pieza, voy a volver a pulir la
So-
pintura.
Yeah, so she will also polish it again after it comes out.
And polish one more time the painting.
oh.
No, before.
How do you polish it then? With what?
¿Con
How do you
qué?
do it?
¿Qué usas para pulirlo después que se ha quemado?
No, es antes de quemar. Antes.
Oh, no, it's before it's fired.
before.
She polishes it.
How? How do you polish
qué?
it if it already has a design on there?
Si tiene diseño, ya tiene diseño, ¿cómo lo pulas?
Yo rayo jabón de una barra de jabón para el cuerpo.
Ajá.
Yo lo rayo con un cuchillo y pongo una superficie de jabón muy suavemente.
Ajá.
Y no permite que la pintura se raspe y puedo usar la piedra arriba del jabón.
Okay, get this. So she grates a bar of soap, right? And then she puts that grated soap over the piece.
Soap,
Soap, grated soap, okay?
the bar soap.
Bar soap, yes. And then she puts it over the whole piece, and that covers the painted part. And then she can polish it without destroying the paint.
Yo
And the
uso,
paint doesn't rub off.
Y la pintura no
no se
quita.
raspa.
No.
Yo pongo en mi mano una media. Una media que usan las mujeres, muy delgadito.
yeah.
Y pongo el jabón aquí y comienzo a...
So she puts a
frotar.
nylon, like, nylon, ladies' nylons. She puts that
It's
over
very,
her
very
hand,
fine.
and then she puts the soap on.
Y esto no permite que la pintura se va a rayar, la piedra puede...
And so when
Pulir
she
eso.
uses the stone, then the stone doesn't scrape off the painting.
Really? I would like to see that.
Bueno, tengo jabón, pero puedo hacerlo.
You know,
¿Dónde
I'm
tengo
anxious to
jabón?
take these home and polish it like that and see if it remains shiny after I paint it.
Ella quiere
That's what I'm-
comprobar, ella se va a llevar esa pieza y quiere ver si se mantiene pulida después que se quema.
Ella puede probar con esta, terminarla y pulir encima.
You can try that one with that too.
When they finish, polish
Yeah.
the painting.
You want to use the soap thing or what?
Yeah, and the
Okay,
soap thing.
Va a probar con...
I'll try it on my paint, on my clay to see what happens.
Debe usar un
bubbles
jabón,
on
una
mine.
barra que sea blanco el jabón.
You have to use a white bar soap.
Ajá. No sé por qué, pero una blanca.
Yeah, don't know why, but that's the one that works.
Wow. I've never heard of that.
Nunca había oído de esto.
¿De veras?
Really?
Really. I really want to try it.
No sé si funciona o no, pero para mí sí, porque hace más, se queda más suave el diseño en la parte de arriba y se conserva también más después de quemar.
So she doesn't know why it works, but for her it works, and it also kind of preserves it even after it's fired. It seems to preserve the paint longer.
Creo, no sé,
I
si es la
think-
verdad.
So you put that soap over after it's fired.
¿El jabón se pone después que se quema o antes?
No, antes, before.
Before. It's before.
Oh, it's before.
Uh-huh.
Before it's fired, you
Yeah.
put that soap on there.
Yes.
And then it just burns it off?
¿Y qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa con el jabón?
Nada, la misma, se puede quitar con la lumbre, se elimina el jabón.
Con el calor,
Con el calor.
dentro del horno.
Sí, no pasa nada, después que se pule la pieza, el exceso de jabón se va, se puede limpiar con la misma tela y se va.
Okay, so she puts the soap on, then she polishes it with a stone. Okay, and when she's polishing it with the stone, the excess soap tends to come off. And if there's any left over, when it goes put in the oven, it burns off. So,
Is that what gives it that shine, or can you, without putting the soap, will it still come out shiny?
¿el jabón le da el pulido, el brillo o no?
Este brillo yo lo pongo con agua.
No,
Yo lo hago
sí.
con agua, pero da después de poner el jabón a la pintura, da un brillo extra, no se mira así seco, se mira brilloso.
So the initial shine she does with water, okay, and agua con una piedra, o como.
Pongo agua normal con una esponja y después lo froto con una tela y comienzo
So
el
she just
pulido.
wets it normally with a sponge, and then she takes the towel and she rubs it. But she says also that the soap does make the paint more brighter. It doesn't.
Wow.
It doesn't leave it dull.
¿El qué? Oh, puede notar este es más seco, no tiene brillo.
Yeah, you can see that one looks a little drier. Doesn't have the shine to it.
Y después de ponerle el jabón y pulirlo va a brillar.
Yeah, and then after putting the soap on it and polishing it, it'll shine.
Por ejemplo, si el fuego es demasiado, va a quitar el brillo también.
So, but if the fire's too hot, it'll take the shine off.
Oh, so what temperature do you use to fire it?
Entonces, ¿qué
No
temperatura?
sé.
She doesn't know.
Oh.
También usamos este for polish.
You use that to polish also.
Looks like a bean.
Yes.
Y para pulir la pintura yo recomiendo una piedra que no tiene filo, que es más redonda, porque no va a tallar.
Yeah, she uses a round stone to polish. Nothing
Look,
with a
get that
sharp
plate.
edge.
Pick it up. Look, try to polish it over.
Oh, pero no, esta lo raya.
It
It's not
scratches
filo
it.
here.
Yeah.
Maybe not. No, esta tiene
That's
mucho
what
filo.
happens. You can't do that with mine.
Sí, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, it
This is-
comes off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pero para estas funciona bien.
yeah, but for that, it works really well.
yeah.
You should try these on polishes.
Yeah.
Because I love it how it's kind of with the polish.
Yeah. I can't believe you can polish over it without leaving a mark or anything.
¿Sí? And I remember I using my own. Uso la grasa de mi cara para poner encima.
She also uses some of the natural grease from her
That's what she
skin,
was telling me.
Porque
I
eso
can't
hace que
believe-
la piedra puede correr más fácil.
and that makes the stone, it keeps the stone, makes it easier to polish faster.
Yo termino con la cara así roja.
So
Sí,
you
and-
just rub the stone on your face and polish
No, I'm using my finger. So. Yeah, and I'm put on I haven't my cube now, but I'm using my finger.
so you don't wear makeup.
No in house. Never.
I really love this clay.
A ella le encanta la arcilla.
¿Sí? Yo quiero probar el de ella cuando
It's so smooth.
pueda encontrarla de nuevo.
So she wants to try some of your clay when
Yeah.
we meet again.
I will send you some, and you can see how it works. But I don't think it's gonna come out this shiny, and I don't know if that'll
Ella te
work.
va a mandar
the
un poco,
technique
pero
that you
no cree
use.
que va a salir tan brilloso como el tuyo.
¿Perdón?
Ella te va a mandar arcilla,
Ajá.
pero si tú lo usas, no creo que va a salir tan brilloso como el de...
Yo creo que quizás sí, porque si lo puedo lijar bien y quitar todo, Con la lija se puede
thinks
hacer.
maybe it will come out shiny.
You know, I'm gonna try that where you did that. Like you said, when it dries, then you polish it with water, wet it, and then you polish it. I'm gonna try that.
Yo voy
I've
a
never
probar
done that.
usando el agua para pulir.
Sí, pero para hacer esto primero hay que lijarlo igual que una madera. Hay que quitar todo. Como se lija una madera y se deja muy fino, así hay que lijarla.
Have to, like, you know, smooth it. I don't know if it's sandpaper or what, but it has to be totally smooth before you do that. There can't be any little particle or anything.
She uses a different sandpaper level.
Right.
320 is my 380 is the last one.
Oh.
I using 5 or 6 different numbers on the sandpapers.
I've never tried sandpaper or sanding down the pots. I don't know if that would work on our clay because it's not like this. It doesn't have this feel. I can already tell that this is really fine. And it has a real smooth feel to it. My clay doesn't feel that way. You can still feel some of, that's why I don't add shards to my clay. In the past, they did add shards to their pottery, especially when they make the large pots. But I personally don't even add shards to my
Add what? What
my
is that
clay.
called? Shards?
Yes, the ground up old pieces of pottery.
And that's to give it strength.
Yes, but I don't add any.
La arcilla de ella no es tan fina como el de usted. El de ella es más gruesa.
¿Tiene más arena?
Does it have more sand in it, yours?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, sí. Y también en las ollas más grandes usan pedazos de ollas viejas que han molido. Y de eso lo mezclan también en la
¿Esto es para hacer más fuerte el barro?
Exacto.
Okay.
Entonces por eso ella no cree que va a salir tan fino.
En este caso ellos en Mata Ortiz sí quitan casi tienen que dejar un poco de arena para que no se abra el barro, pero dejan lo menos posible. Y también para lijar es muy blandito, no es duro.
Yeah. So they do have a little bit of sand in their clay. They add it also, just a little bit, but it's a very soft sand. So I don't know. You know, you can try.
Voy a tratar el de ella y ella trata el mío.
Yeah, she's going to try your clay. You try her clay. See what happens.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna try it on my clay when I get home.
Yeah.
I'm going to I'm gonna resift my clay and get it finer
Yeah,
to
okay.
get a lot of the other gritty stuff out of it and see if that doesn't work. And I'm gonna try
Ella va a
what she
filtrar
does.
aún más su arcilla cuando llegue a la casa.
Okay,
Más de lo
quizá.
normal.
Yeah.
Para ver si puede lograr, digamos, un brillo así.
Creo que puede hacerlo más fino, sí. ¿Cuál?
Yeah.
Pero para el barro no se puede. Para el barro necesita
So
que se cuele completo.
She thinks it could work that way.
There is some clay that someone brought me, but like I said, it's it fires like a pink color. It doesn't fire white, and even if you put the white slip on there, that pink color comes through.
And that clay is finer than what you use?
Yes, and it's like it feels more like this, but and
A
I
ella le han
didn't.
dado una arcilla que es más fino de lo normal. Y se parece un poco a lo que usa pero lo que pasa es que después que lo quemas sale color rosado y aunque lo pintas todavía el color rosado sale.
¿Sí?
Sí.
O sea, puede probar a lo mejor no cambia el color.
Yeah. She says try this one. She doesn't think
Porque
this
no
will
está,
change color.
no va a cambiar el color porque no es tan blanco igual que este.
Yeah, she doesn't. It won't turn pink. Hers.
Este es el color del barro y este no va a cambiar, va a quedar igual, entonces yo creo que ya puede usar su pasta arriba de este blanco.
Yeah. So you should try it because that's the same. I mean,
I'm going to try it. and I'm gonna fight it really.
I just want to thank both Oralia and Rebecca and Mark and Alex, who've been our translators for today. And what we're going to do is we're going to sign off for the live show, so that we're going to stop recording for the YouTube, for the people that are out there, because it is 1:30, and I know Rebecca needs to go to a doctor's appointment. So we want to thank everybody out there who watched, everybody who participated in the gallery. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you,
Aurelia. I think it was super fun. I loved it. So
time flew by so fast.
yeah.
Corrió rápido el tiempo.
It went by fast.
Rebecca, thank you very much. I'm very excited. Estaba muy
Me
nerviosa
too.
anoche
I'm
de
so
estar con ella.
anxious.
She was very nervous last night being with you, thinking about being with you.
I want to finish this so badly, and I want to see how these come out. And I'm going to
¿Puedo
go
tener
home
este?
and
Voy a
take that. You
continuar.
can take that one.
Yeah.
You can take that.
Gracias.
Or you can even, if you want to try it, you can crush it back up.
Sí, voy a lijarlo
And
yo
then
de mi
try it
manera.
the way
Voy a
you-
quitar esto y lijarlo, pulirlo de nuevo y
She's going to sandpaper that off and try
Yeah.
it again.
Yes, try it and see how it works.
Rebecca, thank you
Yeah,
very much for everything.
thank you. Thank you. It was such a pleasure to do
Igualmente.
this. It was fun. I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
That's amazing, and,
Yes.
I think everybody out there really enjoyed it too. There's lots of wonderful comments about how wonderful this is on YouTube. So congratulations, both of you. It was a
Gracias, Derek.
roaring success.
Thank you.
You're so very welcome. Thank you guys. Thank you, Mark, for translating. Thank you,
Gracias,
Alex,
Mark.
for
Gracias,
translating.
Alex.
Thank you, everyone.
This was fun. I
That
just
was
wish we had
amazing, you
more
guys.
time to get the